So, that's it. That's your big idea. Asking the court to take account of Kelly's age, which, funnily enough, means that they're gonna have to do the same for Cory.
Like I said, I think it's something that could benefit both our clients.
I don't see how referring to her by her first name or having a guardian sit with her is gonna make any difference at all.
It's clear she's a very vulnerable, troubled young girl with a less than unblemished track record.
Whereas Cory is a misunderstood, maligned, innocent young man.
With a father with very deep pockets, who's willing to turn them inside out to prove it.
Well, Kelly has her supporters too. And they are willing to help me prove that she's innocent.
How exactly are you going to do that?
I think we're done here.
Fine. But you're making a mistake.
I've made bigger ones, believe me.
The difference is, you're not the one who's going to be paying for it this time.
I'm going to ask the Crown Court to make some changes to the trial on account of your age.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Well, it's going to remind the jury just how young you are. And you won't have to sit in the dock. You can have a guardian sit with you if you like.
If you mean my mum, then I'd just rather pass, thanks.
And that is also why I'm here. Your mum's been given a suspended sentence for child neglect.
She's in prison?
No, that's the suspended part. But if she does anything else wrong, she is going straight to jail. So the court probably wouldn't let her go in with you if she wanted to.
Great. So she neglected me and then just goes free. Well, I'm still locked up in here. Thanks, but I'll be fine sitting on my own.
Maybe Toya could be your guardian in court.
Yeah, I do. I'd love her to.
Hey, glad you're home. Got you a treat.
Oh, baby, you got donuts. What you after?
Nothing.
Right, because I like them with sprinkles attached, not conditions.
No conditions, Joe.
Oh, well, in that case, thank you. Oh.
It's about Kelly.
Yeah, I knew it'd be something.
Yeah, I think I'm going to ask the court for those trial modifications.
I thought you said it was a bad idea.
Yeah, I did. But, I mean, the more I think about it, the more it actually makes sense.
Okay, well, if you think that's what's best, then go for it.
I mean, it does mean that she's going to need a guardian to sit with her in court.
No. Imran, I can't. Abby's going to hate me.
Look, it was always going to be awkward. You knew that.
Yeah, but when all this is over, we'll still be neighbours. You should have seen how wound up she was before. She's really not doing well.
Well, Kelly needs our support.
And what about Abby? We're the only people on the street not supporting her.
Yeah, exactly. She has loads of people around her. Who's Kelly got?
Have you already said that I would?
Yes.
Oh, well, thanks for consulting me first.
But the judge hasn't even agreed it yet.
No, well, they're probably busy dealing with the whole Jack Webster thing.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, how do you not know? Jack Webster's revealed Cory's identity online.
Have you seen Nina's drawings of the attack? And there's links posted all over this forum.
Not sure if I want to.
Really good. In the detail, it can really help Kelly's case.
Celebrating, are we? Trying to find more ways to get her off the hook?
Abby, we're not celebrating. No one is.
Oh, give over. The longer this goes on, the more time you have to find other technicalities. Invent stories.
You know Imran's not like that. But the sooner this trial happens, the sooner everyone can start to heal.
Mark my words. You pull any shady business and Seb doesn't get justice in prison won't be a patch on how bad I met this street for you.
You could have at least reassured her.
You okay? You've been gone ages.
I'm just giving Chesney both barrels because he ran out of chips. He's doing a fresh batch. I'm losing the plot, Kev. I'm getting angry over chips. I'm a horrible person.
Well, you do have your moments.
The smallest little thing, and I'm off. Jack's face earlier. I could hear the words coming out of my mouth, but I just couldn't stop myself.
Don't beat yourself up. He gets it, he's fine.
It's really not. I don't know how you're both putting up with me.
We stay for your witty banter. And you do make a cracking brew.
I'll never be able to thank you and Jack enough. I just need this nightmare to be over. I can't live like this.
We're so proud of the way you've handled it.
I don't think I can take much more.
You take as much as it needs, because you've no choice. But I'm right here with you. Come on. Let's go and apologise to Chesney before he spits on our chips, eh?
I love you, Mr. Webster. But you're still not getting the bigger bit of fish.
Living up. One day, eh?
Well, I certainly don't see it that way, Kwame. The breach of the order impacts my client. It prejudices the case. And I think a delay is very reasonable, considering. Well, no, there are clear precedents that show that a delay is the only way to assess the impact of the violation of the court order. I mean, if I have to present to the judge, I will. Well, I look forward to your response in due course.
You just saw Abby. You know what she's going through.
Abby isn't my client.
No, but she's your neighbour. She's a grieving mother. She deserves your compassion.
Toya, this could change everything.
So what, you're just going to drag it out even longer? Make Abby suffer more?
I need more time. I mean, this blood spatter report could really help. And Nina's drawings don't feature anybody that looks like Kelly.
Well, is that even usable? Or ethical? Come on, Imran, you're clutching. This has got to end so that that poor woman can start to rebuild her life.
I'm not heartless, Toya. Of course I feel for her, but time is a luxury that I cannot afford to throw away. Now, if I could just go over everything, then...
You've done a brilliant job, okay? And you will give Kelly the best defence possible. But it's time to lay the cards on the table. Right, no amount of time or army of lawyers can alter the facts.
Don't be so naive. Look, Kelly's life is on the line. And it is all on me. One wrong move, one slip up, and that is it. Her future is gone.
Yes, I get it. I get it, I do. And, you know, I even understand why you need me to be with her in court, even though I'm going to hate every second of it. But there's a line, Imran, and you just crossed it.
Oh, Toya, there are no lines. If I let up for 1 minute, Sabine will win this.
You mean Kelly will lose?
They're the same thing.
They really aren't.
I'm sorry.
Are you, though?
Actually, no, I'm not. I can win this. I can do it. And yes, it is going to make me unpopular. And yes, it is going to alienate us from our neighbours, but I don't care. It's like I've said from the beginning, Toya. I am all in on this, no matter what it takes.
Even if you lose me?
Where have you been?
Shop.
Been gone a while.
Yeah, well, I had stuff to think about.
Look, I'm sorry if I upset you yesterday. I'm just trying to do my job.
I know that. I'm proud of you.
I just worry.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to lose you. I love you.
I love you too. I'm sorry if I added to your stress.
No, I get where you're coming from, I do. And I want justice for Seb as much as anybody else.
But?
No buts. I know that me representing Kelly is going to seem like a betrayal to Abby. And getting the trial delayed is the last thing she needs.
Exactly.
But this is how our justice system works. Representation, the right to a fair hearing.
Well, hopefully you can at least give Kelly that.
I hope so. But if I don't get that trial delayed, that is really going to hurt us. You know, I need that extra time.
Will you get it?
I think so. And ultimately, it's down to the judge, but Cory's team are going to be making a meal out of Jack's post as well.
Have you heard any more from your forensic expert?
Yeah. He's saying that there is no way that Kelly could have been the one that carried out the assault. More likely, she was standing nearby trying to stop it.
All that dodgy cash came in handy then.
Well, we don't know it was dodgy.
Oh, come on. Someone shoved it through your office door in an envelope.
Well, you know what? I don't care. As long as it gets Kelly a fair trial.
Oh, Rumpole, hold up.
I've told you already, Rumpole's a barrister.
Oh, so what are you then?
I'm a solicitor advocate.
And what's one of them?
I haven't got time for this, okay? I've got to get to court.
Look, I want to help out with our Kelly's case. You need to put us on that stand.
Two things. One, this isn't America. You don't take the stand. And two, that is not a good idea.
Well, of course it is. I can say what a good kid she is. Now, it was her dad what told us to never say it to police.
I appreciate the offer, I do. But considering that you've been convicted for child neglect, I think the best thing for you to do is stay out of the way and let me get on with it, okay?
Yeah, well, sure, there must be something I can do.
I genuinely doubt it.
Where will you be enjoying this package?
Nowhere exciting. Taking Jack to some museum.
I actually find museums tremendously exciting. My advice would be not to rush and to let things soak in.
I'll try to remember that when I'm nodding off. I'm just hoping it'll take my mind off this pre-trial review.
Yes, Nina mentioned that was today.
How's she doing?
Very anxious, upset, mainly because she still cannot fully recall the details.
But that's not her fault, though, is it?
And with the trial approaching, stress levels are rising.
Well, I know how she feels. I can't wait for this all to be over.
Has there been any intimation as to whether Jack's unfortunate mishap will affect the trial?
I really hope not. I couldn't cope with this. Got put back. I need to see those animals go down. Then I can stop thinking about them and start remembering my lad.
We need to talk about the post that named your client.
Okay.
Presumably you want to have the trial adjourned.
No?
But it compromises your client's case, doesn't it?
It's possible, but honestly, I think our case is solid, so I'm happy to proceed.
Right.
Why do you want it adjourned?
Well, yeah.
The post doesn't affect your client.
I just think it's the appropriate thing to do.
Only if you think your case is weak and you're desperate to get a bit more time to fish for some evidence.
The defendants will be permitted to sit in the well of the court, accompanied by a parent or guardian, and they will be addressed by their first names. Now, Mr. Habib, I believe you wanted to seek an adjournment of the trial.
That is correct, my lady. As you are aware, one of the defendants was recently named online. I believe this jeopardizes my client's opportunity for a fair trial. My client was a friend of the co-accused. It seems only a matter of time before speculation results in her also being identified. In the interests of justice, I think we should adjourn the trial and await further instructions.
Thank you, Mr. Habib. Mr. Boateng, what does prosecution say?
My understanding is that the offending post was taken down very quickly and had only been seen by a handful of people. There is no prejudice to either defendant, but there would be significant distress caused to the family of the deceased and also to the witnesses if this trial is unnecessarily delayed. I think the trial should proceed.
Ms. Habib, this affects your client most of all.
As my learned friend has said, the post was only seen by a small number of people. So I'm happy to carry on.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. It was a regrettable incident, but I see no reason to halt the trial. We will proceed as planned.
Thanks for coming.
It's all right. I wanted to see you.
Yeah, but you get loads of grief off people.
Doesn't bother me. You're my mate.
Yeah, your mate that's accused of murdering someone.
Yeah, but you didn't do it.
I'm still to blame, though.
No, you're not.
I am. I was there. I started it all. I slapped her. If I hadn't done that, Seb might not have died.
We've all done stuff that we shouldn't have. I mean, look at me. Listen, Imran's working like mad trying to get you out.
I just don't think I could cope with being in here for years.
It won't come to that. When they hear the truth, that you tried to stop Cory.
Yeah, but it's my word against his. Isn't it? And who's going to believe someone like me?
I would.
Yeah, but you're not the jury.
Look, all we need is someone who'll back you up. There are other people there. Somebody must have seen what really happened.
A caution for using a Class A drug is extremely pertinent to my client's case, and the evidence ought to be admitted.
I hear what my learned friend is saying, but I'm failing to hear any reasons for her assertions. Yes, Kelly was foolish to take the drug, and she received her caution, but it has absolutely no bearing on the incident that this trial is concerned with. It does not show a propensity to violence, nor does it amount to similar fact evidence. It is simply irrelevant to any issue in the current case.
I agree with Mr. Habib. There's no evidence that drugs played a part in the murder or the attack in general. That evidence will not be admitted, and I will allow Mr. Habib's request for the admission of the graphic novel. Now, Mr. Habib, I believe you wish to address me on the issue of expert evidence.
I do, my lady.
What can I get you?
Oh, nothing, thanks. I just wanted to have a word.
Okay.
Look, I know that you probably don't want to talk about this, but I just wondered if there was any more that you remembered about what happened that night.
You're right. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm sorry to have to ask, but it's really important.
And it's really painful. I was chased down by two lads I don't even know my boyfriend was killed.
Look, I know you're suffering. Believe me, I do, but so is Kelly. I mean, I've just been to see her and she's in a really bad way.
Good. She started it all. Egged him on.
Yes, but she didn't kill Seb.
I don't know what happened. I can't remember.
Well, try. Look, anything that you saw or heard.
Is everything okay?
No, it isn't.
Look, Roy, I'm just trying to help Nina remember what happened to Seb.
It's none of your business.
But it is Kelly's. She's charged with a murder that she didn't do. Look, there must be something, anything that you remember, what they were saying.
Oh, I will not tolerate this harassment. Leave my premises now or I'll call the police.
Nina, please.
I said now.
Okay.
The report from Dr. Roberts is relevant and coherent evidence that my client wasn't the one who was kicking Mr. Franklin on the night of the assault. I urge the court to allow me to rely upon it at trial.
My lady, I object to the admission of this evidence in the strongest possible terms. I have grave concerns that the report of Dr. Roberts is not safe. I have a preliminary letter from Professor Fiona Chang, one of the country's foremost experts in blood spatter analysis. She states that the defendant's training shoes, which she was wearing on the night of the attack, have been incorrectly stored. If I may. The trainers ought to have been stored in a paper bag. In actual fact, they were stored in a plastic bag. Consequently, the shoes will inevitably have sweated, and the blood spatter pattern, which Dr. Roberts examined, will not necessarily have been the pattern on the shoes at the time of the attack.
Are there no photographs of the shoes prior to storage?
None.
Thank you.
Lady, if I may address you
There is
again.
no need, Mr. Habib. I agree with Miss Habib. The fact that the trainers were not stored properly renders the report of Dr. Roberts unsafe, and I will not allow it to be admitted.
My lady, as I've already said, this evidence is critical to my client's case. It essentially proves that she did not kill Sebastian Franklin. I request permission to appeal this decision.
For the reasons I have outlined, permission to appeal is denied.
Come to gloat.
Not at all. I'd be furious too if I just lost.
I didn't lose.
Oh, still taking everything so seriously.
I'm sorry, this case means a lot to me.
I'm not interrupting, am I?
No, not at all.
I need to have a discussion with you both.
What's up?
The CPS has just given me the authority to discuss the possibilities of reduced pleas to a manslaughter charge or a plea to murder on a narrow basis.
Mind if I join you?
What are you doing here?
Just grabbing something to eat, not a crime, is it? So, what do you think of the plea bargains then?
I think it's none of your business.
Great deal for your client. After all, your case does seem to hinge on the contents of a comic.
It's not going to happen, Sabine.
Oh, it used to be so easy to wind up.
I've changed a lot since you knew me.
You're a better lawyer.
I know.
Still cocky, though. I've missed that.
So, this is where you're hiding then, is it?
Toya, this is Sabine. Sabine, Toya, this is my girlfriend, partner.
Nice to meet you.
Just having a late lunch after the hearing.
I had lunch on my own. She's just arrived.
How did it go?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, thought you might have called me. Let me know how you got on.
I'm sorry. I've been really busy.
So I can see.
I'm really sorry. I've got to take this. Imran Habib.
Here you go. 2 Harvey Wallbangers. Enjoy.
I will leave you to it then.
Oh, dear. Someone's in the doghouse. Are you going to be sleeping on the sofa then?
No, Toya's cool about stuff like this. Because Toya's an adult and she actually trusts me.
I did once.
Okay, let's not go there, all right? I've got to go. I've got work to do.
To be honest, I don't think you do.
What does that mean?
Well, there's no point putting in any more work. Your client's going to be found guilty. We both know that.
No, we don't.
I would be advising her to take the prosecution's offer if I was you. It's either that or life. She could be looking at 20 years.
Imran,
I'll see you in court.
I'm really worried about Kelly. I've been to see her and she's in a bad way.
Oh, Simon, slow down.
I've been trying to help Nina remember more about what happened at the attack, but she can't.
Right, we need to talk about this. Terry! What were you thinking?
I wanted to help Kelly.
No, what you've done is called interfering with a witness.
I was just talking to her.
And Nina is a witness in this case. You hassling her is a crime. You could be arrested.
I didn't know.
And ignorance of the law is no defense, Simon. Now, I'm doing everything I can for Kelly. And I don't need you making things worse.
Ah, how was the museum?
Better than I thought, to be honest.
Pleased you enjoyed it.
Well, I won't go that far, but I managed not to fall asleep, though.
It's a start, I suppose.
I've had some good news and all. I just spoken with my liaison officer, and they're not going to delay the trial.
That is excellent news. I'm sure young Jack is relieved.
Yeah, he was terrified he was going to get carted off and locked up. You all right?
We had an incident.
What kind of incident? Someone had a go?
Not exactly.
Simon Barlow was in attempting to browbeat Nina.
What for?
You want me to try and remember what happened?
Why? What's he got to do with him?
He's mates with Kelly, isn't he?
A little snake. I'll flame and kill him.
I've already sent him off with a flea in his ear.
He needs more than a flea.
I understand where he's coming from, though.
What do you mean?
I'm letting everyone down, aren't I?
That is not true.
It is. If I could just remember what happened, it'd fix everything. I feel so useless. I'm sorry.
Did you have a nice time then?
Oh, well, I wouldn't exactly call it nice. He's just rocked up, wanted to talk about the case.
I bet all those cocktails must have helped, though.
It was one cocktail, and she ordered it. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even touch it.
You looked very cosy together.
There is nothing cozy about Sabine. She's hard-nosed and selfish. That's why we broke up.
Oh, I thought you broke up because you cheated on her.
Well, yeah, there is that as well. But I only cheated on her because she's so hard-nosed and selfish. Trust me, you have nothing to worry about.
Who said I was worried?
Not me.
How was the hearing, anyway?
Not great. I didn't get the forensic evidence in.
Well, they can't do that, surely. I mean, can you appeal it?
No. I tried.
So what do you do now?
Pray.
I'm sure it won't be as bad as you think.
Oh, it is. The trial is next week, and I have virtually no evidence. And there's something else. The prosecution have said that they might be willing to accept a plea to manslaughter. And Kelly pleads guilty, and she would be looking at a lesser sentence. 8 years, maybe.
Well, she won't want to do that. She'd be admitting that she killed Seb.
I know. I have to offer it to her. And thanks to me messing the case up, not getting that evidence in, it might be a best option.
Love's young dream. Where are you off to?
Nowhere.
Good, because I really need you to help me with my wedding vows.
I can't do it.
I wouldn't ask if I wasn't so desperate.
Well, I'm in a rush.
You make my heart burst. You make my heart burst.
You're avoiding us, freak!
Should be good. Nina.
Nina.
I didn't sleep much last night.
It's understandable, given that we're on the eve of the trial.
this was playing when Seb went to get the necklace for Abby. It must have got into my head when I dozed off. I'm remembering new things, but I can't make sense of them. They're all jumbled up.
Darling, I'm home.
You're not funny.
I'm hilarious. It's you who is and always was the problem.
I don't think I got the memo about us meeting to comb through the decomposed remains of our marriage today.
I bought you that coffee.
And?
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, why are you really here?
I'm allowed to swing by to see you.
And now for the real reason.
Any new thoughts on the plea to manslaughter?
Boom.
Anything?
I told you yesterday, we can't talk about this.
I know. Have you?
Well, I think given your previous cockiness, you're not going to be advising Cory to accept.
I asked first. And I bought you coffee. Okay, no. I'm not. My client has a strong case and half your evidence has already been thrown out, so unless you have some other solid gold nuggets, a few more comic books maybe, something in the Beano.
Well, actually...
Crown has a little evidence, but nothing I can't handle.
Well, I have faith that the jury will see that just because Cory's from the right family doesn't necessarily mean that he's innocent.
So you're not taking the plea?
Things may seem rosy for you right now, but just you wait until I start to drag out all of Cory's skeletons, all those things that he hasn't told you.
Let's see. Hello.
Roy called me. He's worried about you. Has Sam and Barlow been on at you again, trying to make you think that Kelly's all sweet and innocent?
It's not just him. The, what do you call them? Liaison officer called, wanting to know how I'm going to give evidence tomorrow. I don't know, it's everything. My mind's doing cartwheels and I'm remembering new things.
New things?
Random bits here and there. Like, there was a song on the radio earlier and I don't know, it's Bruce Madeleine's In Search of Lost Time.
Is that a book?
The narrator eats a Madeleine cake and the taste sends him back to his childhood.
Go on, Kelsey!
Look, it'll all be over soon.
Will it?
Well, this bit, the trial.
Yeah.
Just get up in court, tell him it was Cory and Kelly, and it's done. What?
I know it was them in my heart. Yeah. But if I can't actually remember seeing them, then...
You can't say it was.
It's not a lie, though, is it?
It would be, yes.
I have done everything by the book to get here.
And it is important that we continue to do so.
Yeah, I know. But this isn't doing anything.
You criticise Simon Barlow for pressuring her. Now you're doing the same thing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
These things that are coming into my head, it's making me think that it's all in here somewhere.
Like, maybe a memory of who did it?
I don't know, it's all sort of blurry. I've just got to keep trying and maybe it'll become clearer.
Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
A plea bargain? Really? What, don't you believe me?
Of course I do. But legally, I have to share this option with you.
But I am innocent. I didn't do anything to Seb. Why doesn't anyone get that? I just want to go home. Why can't I go home?
I know how frustrating this is.
Do you?
I do. And I'm on your side. I'm here to help, but Imran and the prosecution will do anything they can to discredit you. So I need you to talk me through the events.
Again?
I know this is difficult, but they will interrogate every single detail of that night, looking for something, anything they can to use against you. So, no skeletons.
I've been through this hundreds of times.
And once more won't hurt, will it?
The police gave me this.
What is it?
It's all the stuff that Seb had on him the night you were attacked. Everything from his pockets. He always had stuff. Collected everything when he was little. All the usual stuff like football cards, string, chewy, but he collected weird things and all, like old bottle tops. Right little magpie he was. I mean, it's all rubbish to anyone other than our Seb, but I don't know, maybe there's something that helps.
This ring was £1.
A whole British pound?
£1, yeah?
He gave me this that night at the warehouse before the canal, the wasteland. I might remember something more if I go back, retrace the steps from that night. Maybe I can remember something more. What happened and who did it. This can't be any good for you. There are bits of memories, flashbacks, but I can't see them properly. This might help. It's worth a try.
So you and Seb dropped the keys off at a warehouse back there?
We came along here. But why did you come this way? No, I mean, why did you come this way and not back where you came from? I've asked myself the same thing a million times over.
You can't change what's done.
Just through here, I think. Here, there were some lads throwing stones.
Shall we go the other way?
Yeah, I reckon. We were gonna go, but then... Is that summer?
Yeah, I think so.
And Kelly, drinking.
Really weird.
Dunno, but we should find out. I wanted to see if they were okay. If I hadn't, then things would have been so different.
You don't know that.
Should I go to where I was? Asha, will you be Kelly? Over here with me.
I'll be Cory.
So you're just over there. And a little nearer. Here, yeah, just there. And yeah, you and Seb came from where you are now. Well, that's where I remember seeing you. Hiya. I tried to hide my panic about being caught drinking. To be honest, I was happy that you'd appeared. And you left, didn't you? On your own. It's when they were asking about your piercings. This snideness at Nina is horrible. Where are you going? Home. Are you coming?
Kelly!
But Kelly didn't. You left. She stayed and...
Look at the state of it! Dirty little thing.
Made my heart burst.
Do you fancy a road trip?
It's all jumbled up in my head.
Don't push yourself, it's all right.
It's not. It's not. I need to remember for Seb. Stop it, don't.
Freaks!
Got to remember what happened.
Nina.
Oh, you gonna let that freak talk to you like that? Yeah, I wouldn't. Smack it one. Go on, Cal, smack it. Go on, smack it. What are you doing?
Dad. See ya. Go home.
You okay?
We went that way. I couldn't remember how we got from here to Harper Street, but it was this way.
Inadmissible.
I'm afraid so.
But that blood splatter expert was going to prove that it wasn't me.
We have other weapons at our disposal.
No, it's not fair. I shouldn't be in here. I just want to be home. Please, 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 Imran.
I am doing everything I can.
I'm not going to stand a chance in that court tomorrow.
You might not have to. But there is a way for you to avoid the trial entirely.
How?
We accept the prosecution's plea offer. You say you're guilty, and then,
But I'm not.
Listen, Kelly. You say you did it, and then they will reduce the charge to manslaughter.
But I didn't do it. Why would I say I did when I didn't? I swear I didn't touch Seb. I tried stopping it. I tried to stop it.
You okay?
We came here. We did away from the wasteland, looked back, could see them were following us, so we got here, we doubled back, and we knew that they twigged what we'd done, so we lay low for a bit.
What is it? Nina?
We hid here.
Shouldn't have gone.
I won't just give up. I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
This is all my fault.
What are you talking about?
I shouldn't have stayed there that long.
What?
At that place, it's just... I didn't want to leave Summer and Kelly with them lads. I should have just marched them home.
That wouldn't have worked.
Maybe not.
You did the right thing talking to them.
Till they started with the names. I always think I can talk people round. Lads like that. Show them that underneath all this, I'm just the same as them.
You're not the same. Miles better.
No one's better than anyone else. We're all just people. You just gotta talk to them, find the common ground. It's the easiest thing in the world to turn your back on someone, isn't it?
Well, you keep on changing the world.
One person at a time.
I love that about you. You talk to everyone. Make time for anyone.
You might love it now, but you'll soon get fed up with it.
I won't. I'll deal with it forever. I'm with you for the long haul, you know?
You're cute.
Sure.
No, like, proper cute.
So are you.
He said he wanted to be with me for the long haul. He loved me, didn't he?
He did.
Stop! What are you doing? Stop it! Don't!
Freaks! Cock grind!
What happened next? Nina?
Okay, so you say Kelly, Nina, and slapped Nina and Lucas on the wasteground.
Yes.
Then Nina and Seb left.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them.
Kelly had been drinking, you felt she was a little unpredictable.
Yeah. So I thought I'd sack off and head home.
With Kelly and the others.
I didn't leave with them.
But you were all together when you crossed with Seb and Nina later on Harper Street.
No, a couple of lads had already gone, and I was heading home. I don't know where Kelly and that lot were off to.
But you were with Kelly, Eli, and Jay when the attack happened.
Sorry. It's just so hard, you know.
Of course. The court aren't monsters. They'll allow you to take your time.
Just all such a blur. Everything happened so fast. I just remember Kelly and the others shouting stuff.
And what were they shouting?
Kelly was calling them names, you know, stuff that they'd called them at the waste ground. Weirdos and freaks. And then they just flew at them.
Eli and Jay went for Nina.
And Kelly went for Seb. She just charged at him and she karate kicked him in the back and he went flying.
And what did you do?
I was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe what was going on. So I legged it over to Kelly and I told her to stop it, and I tried dragging her off, but she was like a mad woman. She was possessed. Yeah, I should have done more to break it up, but...
So you didn't touch Seb?
No.
The only person who touched Seb was Kelly?
I swear on my life, my family's, everyone's. Kelly Nealon totally lost the plot. She was like a proper banshee, kicking away at him as he was just laid out, laughing and kicking and kicking.
I know this is hard for you, and I really don't want to know the ins and outs of what happened, but we have to...
We were walking up here. We thought they'd gone, but...
Oi! You trying to dodge us?
Ooh, cheeky. Keep walking.
Oi! Weirdos! You avoiding us, freak!
Did you run?
I said!
The only chase is just hang on, Mum.
Okay.
You phoning the police?
No, just calling my mum, just acting normal.
Oi! Freaks! Cops! Right, you're ignoring us!
Hi, Mum. Just wanted to make sure you're all right.
Who's he
He's going
talking
okay.
to?
Behaving yourself, and none of the hens are driving you up the wall. All right, just keep the faith.
I ran away. I left him.
You were being chased?
Yeah, and I thought Seb would get up and run too. I thought he would, but that's a lie. I knew he wasn't running. Maybe that's why I couldn't remember until now, because I didn't want to remember that I'd left him. I ran away and they chased me and I ran and I tripped. I tripped.
State of it! You're trying to crawl away, you dirty little thing. Where are you going? Where do you think you're going, eh? You freak. I'm gonna stamp on it, me.
I'm on the floor and Eli and Jay are above me and I tried to crawl away and they call me names and they kick me and I tried to get away and I'm crawling and I turn around to the front of the van and I look down the street and...
What?
I see Seb being kicked and kicked and kicked.
You saw who did it? Who?
Cory. It was Cory. I remember everything.
sure? I mean, are you like 100% certain it was Cory? And Kelly, what about Kelly? Do you remember seeing her?
Yeah.
I knew it.
No. Not like that. She was trying to break it up, dragging Cory away, pleading with him to stop, but he wouldn't stop kicking it.
Abby, are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
When we figured out they'd double back, we went looking for them. It's like we were playing a game of hide and seek or something. And I was drunk and dead giggling. It was just a laugh, you know. So when we eventually saw them again, it was funny. Because it seemed like we'd caught him. It was just a game in my head. It's just a game.
And when did it stop being a game?
When Cory started kicking Seb. And I mean, like, proper kicking him. And I just froze. He just kept kicking and kicking. And it was almost like Seb wasn't human, like he was just a football. That's how Cory was treating him. Oh, please don't make me relive this again. It's horrible. It's so horrible.
I'm sorry, I know how hard this is. But I've got to be sure that we've got every little detail.
Okay.
Can you remember where you were? Exactly where you were when Cory was kicking Seb?
Cory, don't, please don't, please. Don't stop it, please, stop it, don't! Cory, don't. Come on, let's just go home, hey? Please stop it, please, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Cory, stop it! I mean, why? What did you do that for? Is he breathing? Is he dead? Cory, is he dead? Seb, can you hear me? Come on. I'm so sorry. I ran away. I was panicked I'd get done for it. And I swear I thought he'd be all right. He was moving and making noises.
He did call the ambulance himself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's proof that he must have been all... I mean, I know now that he wasn't, but... I wouldn't have left him if I thought he'd... Neither of them. I mean, I wasn't sure how Nina was exactly. I couldn't really see her because it's dark. And I thought if Seb was okay... I swear I wouldn't have left him if... I wouldn't...
No.
They're not going to believe me, are they?
I'm sure they will.
Nobody believes me.
I do. You know I do. Kelly, I've believed you since the very beginning. Nothing's changed that.
Thank you. And thanks for not giving up on me. like my mum. They're gonna lock me up forever.
No.
Yeah, but if they don't believe me, I'll be behind bars for the rest of my life.
It's not going to happen.
And there is the other option.
What?
The plea to manslaughter. Just think about it. Whatever you decide to do, I will do everything in my power to make sure that the truth comes out and that you get out. Cory Brent deserves to pay for all of this, all the lives he's wrecked. Not you.
So did you think they'll believe me?
I'm sure they will. It's very powerful evidence. I'm just sorry you had to go through it again.
Do you reckon there's anything I should say or do different? You know, when I'm in court.
Tell it exactly as you just told me and you'd be perfectly fine.
And then I could put this all behind me and get on with my life.
Hopefully.
You don't sound too sure.
It's not going to be easy. I can't stress enough, they're going to pick apart your version of events.
The truth?
The truth, yes, but they'll be coming at you to cast doubt on what you say.
Well, I'll just have to make sure that I don't leave any open goals for them.
I'm okay. It's fine.
She's not.
What happened?
I remembered things is what happened. I remember running away while Seb was being attacked.
You were being chased.
I didn't have to leave him.
They caught you and then they beat you unconscious. How would it have been different if you hadn't run?
It might have.
Or maybe the outcome would have been the same. I should have strongly advised you not to go back there.
You couldn't have stopped me.
I am concerned that you're not up to all this.
Look, I know it was hard on her, but it did have a point. It was worth it. She remembers seeing who attacked Seb. It's Cory. She saw Cory kicking Seb. Now, Kelly was there, but she was trying to stop it. Did you get that, radar?
Right, well, she's gonna go to the police and tell them what she remembers?
Yeah.
Right, when?
When she's strong enough.
Well, the trial's tomorrow. She needs to tell them now.
Cory.
Hey, the state of you. What, you hammered off a couple of cans?
Oh, where have you been?
Not like it's got anything to do with you, but I've actually been sorting a few things out. Bought these for my girlfriend.
What were you thinking?
What, do you not like them?
Back there.
I don't know what you're going on about.
Seb.
Shush! Shush! Just be quiet. Look, all you've got to do is just be quiet.
Why did you do it, though? He was lying there. You just kept kicking and kicking. What, did you want to kill him, or...?
Shh. Oh, you don't speak. You don't say anything. Is he dead?
No, he was moving and it looked like he was breathing and coming around. So...
He's gonna be okay then. It's good.
He'll know it was you who jumped him.
Yes, but he won't say anything, so you say nothing too. Do you understand? You deny.
But what if he says... What? Oh, but what? But what if he says something?
We won't. He'll be too scared. Because he knows if he does, he'll get another beating. Go home. And forget about it. Okay? Good.
How did it go with Kelly?
She didn't give me anything new.
Do you need something new?
Well, I don't have much to fight with, and I'm worried it's just going to boil down to her word against Cory's.
Okay.
Kelly Nealon, daughter of convicted career criminal father and waste of space mother, versus Cory Brent, star of Wethy County Academy with a good family behind him.
Well, they can't pin the sins of Kelly's family on her, can they?
No, but the jury are going to connect them no matter what I say. She's a Nealon, and Sabina's going to be hammering that point home. I mean, she's going to tear her to pieces. The kid hasn't got a chance.
She's got you fighting for her.
And that's exactly it. That's all she has. She only has me.
I need a word.
Simon, do you mind? We're in the middle of something.
It's about Kelly.
Asha? Asha?
None of us thought he was capable of doing what he did.
You had no clue what he'd done that night, had you?
No.
He wasn't freaked out or anything.
Nothing. He was normal. It's wholly normal. You see?
Yeah. You can't blame yourself.
But that's what's so scary, though. You know, him doing something so horrific and then sitting on the sofa next to me, watching telly like nothing had happened. Just can't get my head around it.
Oh, it kills me. You okay?
Yeah.
Well, you're still not forgiving me for being horrible to you? Ash, I want to make it all right between us. Again. I'll tell everyone tomorrow that I was out of order when I said that we should see other people, because I don't want that. I only want you, no one else. I love you. You know I do.
I love you too.
Who is it?
Just Addy. Asking if I'm in. Strange. Must be him. You weren't to know.
No.
He knew, though. He knew what he'd done. Seriously?
Kelly, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but not for long, right? Oh, does this mean I don't have to think about that plea bargain?
No.
Oh, I can't believe it. I'm coming home. I'm actually coming home.
Well, it's early days, okay? Nothing's going to happen straight away.
No, I know.
It'll be a downer.
No, please don't.
Yeah, it's not a done deal yet, okay? We still have to go to court and go through the trial.
Yeah, but with Nina on our side.
Her accounts make a huge difference, yeah. So we just have to hope that she goes to the police as soon as she can and gives them this new evidence.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank me.
No, seriously, thank you for everything.
You're all right.
Bye.
So it's up to Nina now.
I imagine you'll be a little apprehensive talking to the police.
Thought of it. Having to give new evidence, relive it all over again. Then to stand in court in front of all them people telling them what I did.
What you did?
I led Seb along the canal. I talked to Cory and his mates for too long.
You didn't do anything wrong.
They'll talk about what I was wearing. My makeup, my piercings, my hair. Like I had an arrow across my head inviting it in.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll say I was asking for trouble.
You didn't strike anyone. You didn't chase them down like a pack of wild animals. You're not to blame. I know how difficult the legal process is and will be, but I and the whole community will be supporting you every step of the way. This part will soon be over. I can accompany you to the police station if you will allow.
I'd like that, thank you. I just need a minute. I'm fine, honestly.
Nina. Oh, God. Nina. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. I swear you're gonna be okay.
Emergency, which service?
Ambulance. I need an ambulance. Harper Street. By the field, my girlfriend's been beaten up. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You're all right, you? Nina Lucas. You're all right. I love you. Love you.
Been up since 4, fretting about Nina's new statement.
And where is she now?
In the shower.
Oh, I can't even begin to imagine what she's going through.
Well, she's had 4 mugs of coffee, done all the ironing, 10 laps of the red wreck.
Oh, well, that's good.
Not really. She's rubbish at ironing, burnt her fingers, and I've had to redo it all.
I really hope they go down for what they did to Seb.
Yeah, me too. But there's nothing we can do, or Abby. Looks like it's all going to depend on Nina.
Well, text me. Anything happens, I want to know. Yeah? Right, gotta get to work. Give her my love.
Will do.
Are you sure there isn't anything you need in here?
I'm sure. Oh, it's just Adam wishing me luck. I was kind of hoping it'd be about Nina's additional statement. She went to the police last night, and they spoke to her briefly, but they wanted to see her again this morning.
Well, it's still pretty early.
Yeah. I know.
Why does everyone keep texting me? Anyone would think I've got nothing better to do than reply to a load of messages.
Can't see any suitable parking near the court. Might be best to take a taxi.
Never mind taxis. We need to go to the police station, like, now.
We won't have time to come back here after your statement before we go to court.
So?
Well, is that what you want to wear?
Are you giving me fashion advice?
No, of course not.
I need to make my statement. We need to go to the police station.
Yes, Shona can use her own key to open up.
Roy.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Be careful.
I'm always careful.
Oh, this case has not made us popular with our neighbours.
Well, luckily for us, it's a murder trial, not a popularity contest.
Are you still planning to use Nina's graphic novel?
Well, hopefully. If they accept their additional statement into evidence, I won't have to. My job here is to defend Kelly. I just hope I don't let her down.
You've been working all hours. Nobody could have done more.
Sabine has done more.
But she has a guilty client and you have an innocent one.
If only it were that simple.
Anywhere at the bottom.
What happens now?
Your additional statement will be passed on to the CPS.
The trial starts today.
I'll do it now. Best of luck.
I wish I could text her good luck. They don't allow them to use the phones at all.
Wouldn't know. Never been to prison, or on remand, or even arrested. Probably the only one in my family who hasn't, actually. Guess you're a bit of an expert on all this by now.
Nina's new statement's good news. It proves that it was Cory, not Kelly.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Do you think she's okay?
How am I meant to know? She's on trial for murder, so I presume she's probably not okay.
The case should have started by now.
Won't get your hopes up too much.
I'm not. I just don't know why it's taking so long.
Isn't it remarkably convenient, my lady? Nina spends all day reconstructing events, cajoled by friends and supporters, and somehow her memory magically returns on the day before the trial.
I have no objections to the statement being submitted as evidence. Nina has no reason to lie. She just wants to get to the truth.
I agree.
I say again, it is convenient and suspicious. How do we know we won't have more unreliable revelations from Nina's miracle memory?
Well, you will have an opportunity to question her on this. And with that in mind, I will allow it into evidence.
Oh, what did the usher say?
She said the delay was due to some new evidence being submitted.
It looks like everything you went through yesterday was worth it.
We'll call you when ready for you. We're running a bit late.
How are you feeling?
Feeling fine.
It's nothing to be scared of.
I know. I'm not scared. I'm ready.
Would you like something from the cafe? A drink, a sandwich, a flapjack?
You already bullied me into having breakfast.
I hope I wasn't bullying.
Sorry, you encouraged me to eat breakfast. Still, could be a long wait. What's in the bag?
You're welcome to have a look.
They're only walking home. Sounds so simple, doesn't it? Walking home. But Sebastian Franklin and Nina Lucas didn't make it home on the evening of the 5th of May. They were attacked and beaten by a bunch of teenagers who didn't like the way Nina was dressed. Seb died from his injuries the following day in hospital. This is a case of joint enterprise murder. We shall present evidence that proves that the two defendants are both at the scene of the crime and that together they kicked Sebastian Franklin to death. And this was the call that you took on Wednesday, May the 5th at 7:29. Can we play the recording, please?
Emergency, which service?
Ambulance. I need an ambulance. Harbour Street. But where the field, my girlfriend's been beaten up. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You're all right, you? Nina Lucas. You're all right. You're all right. I love you. I love you.
Lydia Fowler, paramedic. Can you describe the scene as you arrived at the waste ground?
The injured couple were on the ground, unconscious. It was obvious that they had been assaulted.
You assume this because?
They had cuts and bruising to their faces. Both were in a pretty bad way.
Tony Shalford, crime scene investigator. And so you took a number of blood samples from the scene of the attack. And what did these blood samples tell you?
There was at least 17 metres between the most significant amount of blood from Seb Franklin to the blood samples we found from Nina Lucas.
This would seem that there were two separate attacks.
Yes, but we can't be sure they happened simultaneously. The blood pattern is consistent that after the attack, Sebastian Franklin crawled over to where Nina Lucas lay and called the emergency services.
Professor Hamza Patel, Home Office accredited forensic pathologist. And so, were you able to ascertain the cause of death, Professor Patel?
Seb died of a brain hemorrhage consistent with a head trauma. His injuries strongly suggest that he was kicked repeatedly on the body and on the head. There were also injuries on his hands, which are consistent with him attempting to defend himself from the blows.
Can you tell how many people might have caused these injuries?
Without clear shoe markings or any other evidence, it's just not possible to say with confidence.
Just to be clear, Professor Patel, you say you can't be sure exactly how many people were involved in the assault on Seb, but given your examinations, is it possible that it was only one person? That one person alone caused Seb's injuries?
It is possible, yes.
Thank you.
DS Swain, please.
And then there were two.
I don't suppose it'll be much longer.
I feel like I'm slowly going mad.
I know you found yesterday very difficult.
Difficult.
Stressful.
Possibly the second worst day of my life. Though there does seem to be many contenders for that prize. The day my mum died, the day my dad died, the day me and Seb were attacked, the day Seb died, the day I remember Seb being kicked to death. Oh, so many bad days.
May I ask you a question?
We're in a court of law. Why not?
Why are you still not dressing like you used to do?
Because that started it. Gave them an excuse to pick on us. Gave them an excuse to insult us, attack us, kill Seb.
So, they win.
It's not a game. No one wins.
I do know what it's like to be made fun of. I know it's not the same, but people have commented on the way I look. Bag that I carry. My hair, clothes. Oh, I know they'd just say that it was harmless banter, but it can be very cruel, hurtful. Even so, I've never felt that it was me that should have to change.
It's your look. You should stick with it.
No, what I'm saying is, you shouldn't feel that you have to dress.
Actually, you know what? You're right. It's not the same thing.
No. You're right. It's not.
DS Swain, can you tell us how exactly does the forensic evidence place both Cory and Kelly at the scene of the attack?
There were traces of Seb's blood on both their trainers and Kelly's dress.
But Cory's clothes are still missing.
We've searched the river where he told us he threw away his rucksack, but we've yet to find it.
It was in his second statement that he says he panicked, and that's why he threw away his clothes.
That's right. Cory came to the station voluntarily. He admitted he was there when the attack took place, but claimed he wasn't involved other than trying to stop it.
And Kelly?
She eventually admitted she was there when we brought her back in for questioning.
And this was the last voicemail Seb left for his mum. Can we play the recording, please?
Hi, Mum. Just wanted to make sure you're all right. Everything's going okay. You're behaving yourself. And none of the hens are driving you over the wall. All right, just keep your faith, yeah?
DS Swain, we all heard the voicemail and the laughter in the background, but do you have any actual evidence that the person laughing was the same person who kicked Seb?
No, we don't.
So is it not more likely then that the person laughing was a bystander, an observer of what was going on?
What we know for sure is that Kelly was close to Seb's phone. Close enough to have been heard laughing. Close enough to have kicked Seb.
I know it sounds bad, but she's not a bad person.
Really? Did you hear her laugh?
Yeah, but she was drunk and she doesn't even know what she was laughing at.
She was laughing at Seb getting a kicking. That's what was happening.
Yeah, but she didn't kill him. Yeah, she laughed, and that's horrible, but... You know, we all make mistakes. She doesn't deserve to go down for murder.
She started all this. She slapped Nina. She was the ringleader.
None of us know what really happened.
Kelly knew. Cory knew. You want to be careful here. You're on the wrong side. You keep defending Kelly, you're going to lose a lot of friends.
Nina remembers what happened now. She remembers Cory kicking Seb, not Kelly.
Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we?
For my next witness, I call Nina Lucas.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. People often get a bit freaked out by the way I dress. They like to stare, say anything they like. Sometimes I think I should just ignore it and walk away, but it can be difficult when people can be so cruel. Seb knew this. He always supported me.
Can you tell us what happened after you and Seb left the wasteland?
We hid for a bit, then started walking home, but we knew they were following us.
And what happened next?
We started walking more quickly, looking around and that. We thought maybe we were okay. And Seb had a missed call from his mum. He was ringing her back when suddenly they came at us.
Who came at you?
Cory, Kelly, Eli and Jay. They threw a can at us. It all happened really quickly. Someone pushed Seb from behind, and I heard Kelly laughing, and then I was pushed over too.
If you need to take a break.
No, I'm fine.
And what happened next?
I got up and I ran. I tried to run away. There was 2 boys chasing me, and I tripped and I was on the ground, and I looked back and I saw Cory kicking Seb and Kelly telling him to stop.
Nina, I'd like you to tell us a bit about your graphic novel. It's quite the work of art. Excerpts have been printed for members of the jury, and selected pages can be seen on the screen. But first, I'd like to get something clear. During the attack, you received a number of blows to the head. Is that right?
Yes.
And according to the medical reports from the hospital, you claim to have no memory of the attack.
When I was at hospital, yes.
That must be very frustrating. To be unable to recall events after your major head trauma.
It was, yes.
Not being able to remember the night your boyfriend was attacked in the street. I imagine you would do almost anything that might help you get those memories back. Can you confirm this is your work?
It is, yes.
You're a very talented artist. Can you confirm that you drew these images after the attack?
Yes.
The images are clearly of a young couple being attacked in the street. But you just told us you couldn't remember what happened, so you couldn't have drawn these images from memory. Would it be right to say these images came from your imagination?
Yeah, I suppose.
And it's clearly an imaginary scene, as all the attackers in your drawing appear to be male, and we know for a fact that Kelly was there too. So, to be clear, this scene is something you made up.
I suppose so, yeah.
You suppose so? Are you not sure?
I made the drawings to help me remember.
But they're not accurate. Which means your memory keeps changing.
No. It become clear.
So we have your original police statement, the new one you made only this morning, and this version you drew. See, it seems to me your memory can't really be trusted. This is a court of law. It's a place for the truth, not for imagination, dreams, and false memories.
It's not a false memory.
What's not a false memory? Your first statement, your second statement, or your imagination? Which of the three versions we've heard from you today is the truth?
What I've told you today is the truth. That is what happened.
And that may be what you believe. But we have to accept that your memory is clearly unreliable. And your recollections depend on your imagination, your mood, and your emotions. Your version of events changes day by day. Can you honestly tell us, for sure, that this latest version won't change again? So, Nina, we've heard you say the graphic novel came from your imagination. To be clear, that page of the graphic novel...
Stop saying. It's not a graphic novel. Nobody even says a graphic novel apart from people who are too embarrassed to say comic. It's a comic. Barely that. It's just drawings and words which were meant to help me remember what happened that night. It wasn't meant to be a novel. It wasn't even meant to be seen by anybody.
Okay, Nina. I know this is hard for you. I just wanted to be clear. And now I think I understand. It was a comic. Some drawings and words to help you remember what happened. It wasn't necessarily the truth. It was a way of helping you make sense of what you remembered at the time. Is that a fair summation?
Yes.
And yesterday, 3 months and 25 days, a total of 117 days after the attack, you believed you remembered more. Is that correct?
Yes. I remember being on the ground and seeing Cory kicking Seb.
And again, to be clear on this, you were convinced 117 days after the incident that what you experienced on Harper Street, where the attack took place, was a genuine memory, not a partly fictionalized account based on what you remember, not your brain attempting to make sense of what happened that night. In your opinion, what happened yesterday, beyond any doubt, was the unlocking of 100% accurate memory that had laid dormant for almost 4 months.
Yes.
Did anyone ask you to try and remember more on the days before the exercise?
Yes.
Could you state who that was, please?
Simon came into work to check I couldn't remember anything else, to help her.
Could you state Simon's full name for the record, please?
Simon Barlow.
And what is Simon Barlow's relationship to Kelly Nealon?
I think they're friends.
Did he mention that you went to visit her in prison earlier that day?
Yes.
And to confirm, he wasn't the person who suggested the exercise. He merely asked you to remember more.
A lot of people have talked to me about this case. It wasn't like he came along to it or anything.
Who was there for the reconstruction?
Me, Asha Alahan, Summer, and Abby.
Seb's mother.
Yes.
Perhaps you could talk me through this exercise. Your friends were with you to stand in for the people who were there that night, is that right?
Sometimes, yes.
Who played Cory?
Abby.
And who played Kelly?
It's not like anyone played anyone, really. They were just there to support.
But you just said Abby Franklin played my client.
At one stage, I asked them to stand where I thought people were that night. Abby stood where I thought Cory was.
Where you thought Cory was? And who stood where you thought Kelly was?
Asha.
Asha. Your close friend, an ex-girlfriend who was there on the night of the attack. Asha Alahan, the ex-girlfriend of my client and one of his most fervent accusers, played Kelly.
It's not a false memory. It was real. I know what happened because I was there. Cory killed Seb because I was a weirdo who dressed differently, and I'm a weirdo who gets funny about what people call comics.
I do apologise.
No, you don't. He's sneering at me now. It's all over your face. You look the way he did that night.
If I've caused you offence, I'm sorry.
No. That means nothing. Say it properly. Say sorry to me. Go on.
Ms. Lucas.
I'm sorry.
I've spent the last months terrified of who I am. Well, I'm not scared anymore. Not of anyone. Not you. Not him.
Thank you, milady. I'll be brief, as my colleagues have already kept Miss Lucas in the witness box for some time. In fact, as the only eyewitness here today that isn't actually accused of anything, I just have 3 questions. Do you remember seeing Cory Brent repeatedly kicking Sebastian Franklin in the head on the night that he was murdered?
Yes.
And do you remember Kelly Nealon attempting to stop Cory from kicking Seb?
Yes. She shouted at him to stop and tried to pull him away.
And finally, do you remember seeing Kelly attacking Seb in any way? Whether it be punching, kicking, even just pushing?
No.
No more questions, my lady.
In which case, I suggest we stop for a short break.
That's it.
Looks like it. But that's the important bit, isn't it? Remembering it.
Yeah, it's just a shame we've had to listen to that one, tear the whole remembering thing apart for the last hour.
Yeah, but she's got to prove reasonable doubt, hasn't she? And a 4-month-old memory unlocked is...
Helpful.
Well, that couldn't have gone any worse.
No, it's like you made clear, right? Whatever Sabine said, Nina is a witness who was there and remember seeing Cory, not Kelly, attacking Seb. It's got to stand for something.
I messed everything up. I got angry.
No. You told the truth. They'll see that.
Have you seen Abby? I need to apologise.
No. You don't apologise. What you did was incredibly brave. You stood up to her. I'm so proud of you.
I know you've done your best, but if she's saying she saw Cory do it...
No, she's saying she has a memory of him doing it. It's a completely different thing. And I've just given them a multitude of reasons to doubt that memory.
But if it's a false memory, why remember Cory?
Because she's always had it in for me. Trying to turn Asha against me, dressing like that, then accusing people of a hate crime if they don't like it. She's a freak, and they're gonna see that.
Oi!
Keep your voice down.
It is down. Nobody can hear.
I don't care. Whatever else is going on in court, you're a good, caring lad. Okay?
Okay.
Where's this taxi?
I don't know what to do. I want to go home, but I feel like I should be in there.
She has plenty of support.
I feel useless.
Yes.
It felt weird, because he didn't usually put a wash on that late. And he bought me flowers. It's the first time he'd done that. And then he asked me to lie and say we were at home together that night.
But you weren't.
No. He was asking me to give him a fake alibi. I was scared. I don't know. I was confused. So I went along with it at first. I told my dad. Mary, a family friend. I lied and said he was with me.
And when did you decide to tell the truth?
After I found out Seb had died, the police asked me if what Cory was saying was correct.
How long was that? After Cory told you to give him an alibi? Before you decided to tell the truth?
It was the next day.
You went along with it for 24 hours?
Yes,
Why do you think it took you so long?
because I was an idiot. Because all my friends and family warned me about him and I had to prove them wrong. Guess because I was scared of him.
Was Cory conscious when you took his phone?
No,
Had he fallen asleep?
like I say, we'd been drinking.
Right. So to be clear, you pretended to want to get back with him with the intention of getting him so drunk that you could take his phone.
I wanted to find proof.
Please, just a question. Did you pretend to want to get back with him?
Yes.
With the intention of getting Cory so drunk that you could take his phone without his consent?
Yes.
Is it true on Monday the 6th of April 2020 a naked video of yourself was shared online?
Okay, what's that got to do with anything?
Yes.
Is it true you voluntarily shared that video with my client?
No. I took my clothes off in a call with him because he asked me to. I wish I hadn't, but I did. He recorded it without my consent.
And why did you agree to that in the call?
Because I was stupid. And at the time, I thought I was in love with him.
Who was the first person you accused of sharing the video to the group chat at a party at 1 Coronation Street?
Cory.
But who did share the video, Asha?
Kelly.
How did she do that?
Cory left his phone unlocked. She found it and shared it.
And do you know why?
We'd fallen out.
So this was her way of getting back at you, her revenge.
Look, I know she regretted it. Okay, she apologised and we made up.
We've heard you say you've done stupid things for love in the past. Are you in love now?
No. No, I got over him a long time ago.
Apologies, I should have been clearer. Are you in love with Nina Lucas? You were in a relationship shortly before she started dating Seb, is that correct?
Yeah.
And then she split up with you?
Yeah, but we're friends now.
Okay, you're friends. Nothing more?
No. Just friends.
But would you like to, say, one day, after her grief for Seb has passed, be more than friends?
I don't know.
You don't know. But you know why it's important, don't you? We've heard you today admit to doing stupid things for people you're in love with in the past, such as the naked video. If you're in love with Nina, I think it's fair to ask, did you lie about Cory's threatening behaviour to back up your girlfriend's statement?
Well, no. Okay, she's not my girlfriend and I didn't lie about Cory's behaviour.
Then please, just answer the original question. Are you in love with Nina?
It doesn't matter.
Please. Just the question, the truth. Are you in love with Nina?
Look, yes, okay, I'm still in love with her, but it doesn't change anything.
Mr. Habib, your witness.
Thank you, milady.
Listen, she shouldn't have to go through this. She's done nothing wrong.
Did you have feelings for Nina the entire time you were with Cory?
No.
When would you say those feelings started then?
I actually know the exact time because we talked about it. But I don't get why it's important.
It's okay. Asha, just please answer the question.
It was April last year. She stuck up for me when some lads were having a go at me about the video. Me and Cory split up before I ever got with Nina, and me and Nina were over when I got back with him.
Right, but the gaps between those relationships were just a matter of weeks.
Yes.
You mentioned today that Cory was a controlling and jealous boyfriend, is that correct?
Yes.
Was he ever jealous of Nina?
I don't know, he might have been.
Did they get on?
He didn't know much about her. You know, apart from that she gave me a choker for my birthday.
And did Nina like Cory?
She didn't know him personally, but she didn't like what I told her about him. How he made me feel. How he hurt me.
How did he hurt you, Asha?
Not physically, but...
It's okay. Go on.
He'd say things. Like the choker Nina gave me. He said it made me look like a dog. He threw food at me, making these noises you would feeding a dog. And he said that I couldn't wear it when I was around him.
Asha, I don't mean this to sound insensitive, but why did you stay with him?
I don't know. Probably because I didn't think much of myself at the time. He was popular. Stupid.
Any other reason?
I don't know.
Did you stay with him to make Nina jealous?
What? No.
Or perhaps so that she would stand up for you again, just like she did with those boys last year?
No.
What was he doing?
Look, I wasn't playing games if that's what you're saying.
No, but do you think it's possible that your friendship, your love of Nina, contributed to Cory's dislike of her?
I don't know.
On the night in question, you and Cory had an argument, is that correct?
Yes.
That's why you left. And we've heard that shortly after you left, Nina arrived with Seth. So do you think it's possible that Cory, angry at you, his girlfriend, transferred that anger onto his girlfriend's ex?
It's possible.
Is it
My lady,
possible?
please. This is clearly not a question the witness can answer without speculating.
I will allow it. Please sit, Miss Habib.
Is it possible that all of this has nothing to do with my client? Rather, Cory targeted Nina because of you. And Seb just got in the way.
And he was murdered for it. So that's, the last of the prosecution witnesses.
You know, for what it's worth, I thought you were really good with her. Asha. And, you know, you're right, Cory's a psycho. Probably half of what happened was to do with his jealousy for Nina.
Yeah.
You didn't like it, though, did you? The whole attack dog lawyer thing. You're too nice.
Don't let them hear you say that.
Not like your ex, though. I think she loves it.
I do too. Well, look, it's Cory's defense tomorrow, and he has a lot more witnesses.
Yeah, about that, my mum's been in touch.
You've seen her?
Yeah, and she said she wants to help and that, you know, she'll tell them that it was her and my dad that told me to be quiet around coppers, and I know she's let me down in the past,
You
but...
accused her of neglect.
Yeah, and believe me, I know more than anyone how much of a liability she can be. But you said yourself, Cory's got all sorts sticking up for him. You know, she could be the person that could wipe out this big thing hanging over me. I could say it was her that told me that, not my attack dog lawyer.
Are you just saying all this to butter me up so that I'll go along with it?
Yeah, totally. But I am happy to drop it if you think it's a bad idea.
Are you okay? Yeah. I heard what happened. I've been messaging Abby. I didn't want her to think there was anything between me and Asha. And whatever Imran said, it wasn't Asha's fault. I'm sure she knows that. He probably just said it because it helps his defense. That's what she said. Yeah. She said they played the 999 call in court today. That must have been hard. I asked her to tell me what they said. This is her now. Sorry, do you want me to leave you alone? It's okay. She said you could hear him talking to me while I was hurt, reassuring me. He said, "You're all right, you, Nina Lucas." And then he said... And then he said he loved me.
Hey, how could you do that? You know, my daughter's barely stopped crying.
I'm sorry, mate.
Dev, he was just doing his job.
His job? So that's how you do your job, is it? You tell kids it's their fault that someone's died?
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't know how you sleep at night.
You know what? I don't. I haven't had a proper night's sleep in weeks. I mean, how could I? Anyway, it's all on me whether Kelly, a girl just like Asha, spends years of her life in prison for a crime that she didn't even commit.
You didn't have to do it like that.
Oh, did I not, Dev? No. And please, tell me, how do I prove Kelly's innocence? Because I'll be honest with you, with the size of the team that I am up against and the amount of money that Stefan's got floating around, I could really use all the help I can get. So, please, tell me.
Imran,
I am doing my best here, okay? And I knew what I had to do to Asha today, and I knew that I had to go hard on her, and I hated every second of it. The difference is that after all that, Asha gets to go home. Kelly doesn't.
You're a bully. That's all you are.
Oh, mate, you have no idea. I'm just getting started.
Imran, come on, just...
Do you want to see what I can really do? Come by court tomorrow. Because what I did to Asha today is nothing compared to what I'm going to do to Cory.
You know what Sabine means? Abby was looking it up on her phone at 3 o'clock this morning.
3 o'clock this morning?
Ah, well, she can't sleep. And if Abby can't sleep, none of us can. Anyway, Sabine means a lot of things, but one of the things it does mean is cool morning breeze. Which is heard all over, innit? The way she wafts into court like she owns the place. Ripping into Nina. Defending a murderer. These people don't even speak like normal human beings. My lord, my learned friends. It's all just a game to them. Well, it's not a game to Abby. It's a son.
Perhaps you should try and persuade her not to go to court every day.
You have met Abby.
As it upsets her so much.
Yeah, well, she'll be upset if she's not there when the little rat takes the stand. But she has to be there when he gets sent down for it. She has to be.
Probably just family.
Oh, here she is. Cool morning breeze.
Hey, I woke up and you were gone. Was it something I said?
No.
I'm joking. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to go so early, but there's been another development.
What kind of development?
All rise.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And then, right out of the blue, Kelly just whacks Nina right across the face. I couldn't believe it.
Why would Kelly hit Nina?
I don't know. Well, I do know she hates her. She always has done. Just because of how different she is. She is the exact opposite of Kelly. Like the clothes that she wears and the stuff that she's into. Anyway, Nina didn't hit her back or anything. She just walked off. And I thought that was the end of it. Kelly wouldn't let it go.
Take your time.
She was drunk. You know, we'd all had a few, but she was well gone. She was looking for a fight. I told her that I was getting off, and I begged her to go home as well. but she wouldn't go. She went after them. I saw all of them on Harper Street. She kicked Seb, and he went flying. She laughed. She thought it was hilarious. Now, he must have banged his head or something because he was just lying there. And then she started laying into him, just kicking him when he was on the floor.
Did you kick Seb?
No. No, I was trying to stop Kelly, but I couldn't. She just totally lost it.
He's lying, it's all lies.
Why didn't you go straight to the police to report Kelly?
Well, I wish I had, but I didn't know how badly injured Seb was. He was moving around. I didn't think that he was gonna... Look, I thought he'd be okay. And I was scared of getting into trouble, not just with the police, but with Kelly. Well, you don't know what she's like. You don't want to get on the wrong side of her.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Her dad's a gangster. I mean, a proper gangster, and everyone knows it. It's an open secret. She doesn't even pretend like he's not. She just uses it to get what she wants. So like I say, you don't want to get on the wrong side of her.
Okay. Let's go back a bit. After you left the scene, you got rid of your clothes, didn't you? Why would you do that?
I saw a speck of blood on my top, and I panicked. And when I got back to the flat, I put my trainers in the washing machine. Now, look, I know how that looks. I do. It was stupid. I just didn't want anyone to think that it was me. I'm sorry. As soon as I heard that Seb had died, I spoke to Kelly. And I told her to hand herself in. I told her that I'd come with her, but she wouldn't go. She started threatening me. She said that if I went to the police, she would get someone to kill me.
It's not true, he's a liar.
Be quiet, please.
I couldn't live with myself in the end, knowing that Seb had died and she was just walking around. So I had to tell the truth, even if it might get me killed.
Thank you.
Are you okay? How can he stand there and just tell lie after lie?
Yeah, well, it's Imran's turn next. You saw what he did to Asha. I'm sure he'll do a lot worse to Cory.
I can't believe how strong you are. Having to listen to that every day and still keeping it together. I think you're amazing.
Thank you. No, it means a lot.
You said earlier that you tried to stop Kelly from attacking Seb. Could you clarify that for us, please? Do you mean physically?
I meant physically, yeah.
How tall are you, Cory?
6'1".
6'1". And how much do you weigh?
About 12 stone.
So you're asking us all to believe that you, 12 stone and 6 foot here, couldn't restrain a young girl who is 5'1" and 7.5 stone soaking wet?
I did try to stop her. I can't remember all the details because it all happened so quickly.
Didn't happen that quickly, though, did it? It was 40 minutes between the initial altercation at the wasteland and the point at which you ran off. Is that all right?
About that, yeah.
40 minutes. That's a long time. What were you doing all that time?
Nothing.
Come on, you must have been doing something. Why don't you go ahead, tell the court what that was.
Look, I didn't know how far it'd go when we first got into it.
got into it. That's an interesting phrase. People often talk about getting into fights, don't they? So you didn't know how far it would go when you got into that fight. Is that what you mean?
It had nothing to do with me. It was Kelly who went after Seb.
Well, Seb was killed because someone kicked him in the head repeatedly, over and over and over again. And that someone was you, wasn't it? You're not scared of Kelly at all, are you? You're just using all that stuff about her dad to try and shift some of the blame. Isn't that what's going on here?
No. Her dad is a gangster. Ask anyone.
Her dad's not on trial here. You are. You were the ringleader that night. And people aren't scared of Kelly. They're scared of you, aren't they?
No.
We have heard from multiple witnesses who claim that you are a bully. That you're controlling. I mean, you asked your girlfriend to lie to the police for you, didn't you?
Only because I knew that no one would believe me.
With good reason. I mean, look, you're an athlete. You're fit, you're strong, you're healthy, and you expect a jury to believe that you couldn't stop a young girl from attacking somebody. Kelly didn't attack Seb. You did, didn't you? No, it wasn't Kelly who hated Nina. It was you. You were the one who hated her. You hated the way she looked, and you hated the fact that your girlfriend was in love with her, didn't you?
No. She wasn't. And I don't hate Nina.
Well, we've heard from multiple witnesses who say that you called her a freak.
It was only banter.
Banter? Well, it wasn't banter you were full of that night, though, was it? It was prejudice and jealousy, anger, hate, and alcohol. And then you see her, Nina, the object of all your hate and feelings of inadequacy. And she was with her boyfriend. So you decided to punish them both, didn't you? You followed them, you attacked Seb, and then you left him for dead, didn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
But then, you panicked. Your words, not mine. You got rid of all the clothes you were wearing because they had blood on them. Again, your words, not mine. You washed your shoes. You asked your girlfriend to provide you with an alibi. You did everything you could to hide the evidence of your guilt. But it's written all over your face. You killed him, didn't you? Go on, tell the court, admit it. You killed a young man in a fit of prejudice and jealousy.
It wasn't me! I swear. Dad, I tried to help him, Dad, I did.
Would you like to take a pause to compose yourself?
He'll be all right. You just gotta trust in the jury.
Not after he's turned on the waterworks and got everyone feeling sorry for him. I don't trust anyone, not anymore.
It was lies. Every word that came out of his mouth.
People will see that.
I'd like to call Eli if he comes in, please.
You destroyed him.
That's what I'm worried about. That I went too far. That and who's up next?
I've pleaded guilty to attacking Nina, so I'm not gonna lie about that. I just want you to know that Kelly hit her first and she started it all.
So, Kelly kicked Seb over. You went after Nina. What was Cory doing at this point?
I didn't see him doing anything. He stood behind me, so I didn't see him at all, to be honest. I just remember he was shouting for Kelly to get off Seb.
He's lying. You're a liar. Hey.
Just saying what I heard.
You didn't hear Cory to tell me to get off Seb because I didn't touch him. That never happened.
Miss Nealon, you need to sit back down and be quiet.
I'm not going to keep keep my mouth shut and sit here while people tell lies about me.
I'm not going to ask you again. Tell your client to remain silent or I'll have her removed.
Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Kelly, sit down.
Has Danny paid him to lie for you? How much did it cost?
That's enough.
What, has he paid you off and all?
Stop this.
Take her out of this court.
You're liars! Every single one of you, you are
No,
liars!
come on. This is not helping. Will you just take a breath? Will you just calm down? Sweetheart, I know, okay? But you need to just try and calm down.
I strongly warn you to disregard Miss Nealon's outburst. Miss Habib, continue.
Lady. Eli, I'm sorry you had to endure that. I'm afraid telling the truth can come at a price. Can I just clarify what you were saying before we were interrupted? What did you hear Cory say?
He was shouting at to stop.
Her?
Kelly.
Do you remember his exact words?
Just remember that he was begging.
Begging her to stop attacking Seb.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Mr. Habib?
You previously stated that you didn't see what happened between Kelly, Cory, and Seb.
Yeah.
Because you were busy assaulting Nina Lucas. A crime that you've pleaded guilty to but have not yet been sentenced for, is that correct?
Yeah.
Eli, do you know what the word mitigation means?
Sorry?
Mitigation. It's a legal term, but have you heard of it before?
Yeah.
And do you know what it means?
To make something better?
Yeah, kind of. In a legal sense, it means something that a judge takes into consideration when deciding upon a sentence. For example, if someone was, say, guilty of an assault, if they may get a reduced sentence if they cooperated with another case. Does that ring a bell?
Sorry to interrupt, but...
We may, all of us, would say anything to avoid prison. Don't you, Eli?
Milady.
Mr. Habib, do you have any actual questions for this witness?
That'll be all, my lady.
Mr. Boateng?
No questions, my lady.
Ms. Habib?
No further questions.
Eli, you are dismissed. Ms. Habib?
The defence calls Mr. Thomas Orpington.
Put your shades on, Kev. I'm gonna try and dazzle us with celebrities.
Can you give an example?
Well, he impressed us all when he broke up a fight between two teammates.
Cory broke up the fight.
Yeah, I was there. He's proving to be a great role model for the younger lads.
Thank you, Tommy. I won't keep you any longer. No further questions.
Mr. Habib?
That judge is mooning over Tommy like a lovesick puppy.
Is she?
50 quid says she's got a box at county.
How many times have you and Cory played alongside one another?
Never. Cory's still in the youth academy.
Oh, do the senior players and the academy players mix often?
Not much.
How many times have you met Cory?
I honestly couldn't say.
More than 10? Under?
Under. But he's always really impressed me, and he's getting a great reputation around the club.
Yes, you told my learned friend that he's a great role model.
Yes.
A hard worker?
Yes.
A good disciplinary record?
Yes.
Good attendance?
Yep.
Sorry, he has good attendance, does he?
I think so.
I was just a little surprised that a former senior player like yourself would keep such a close eye on the attendance of the academy players. Is that normal?
What I mean is, I haven't heard anything to say he has bad attendance.
Right, but have you heard anything about his attendance on the night of the 5th of May, 2021?
No.
No. Because he wasn't at training that night. He was involved in the assault on Nina Lucas and Sebastian Franklin, so perhaps we shouldn't defer to you as an authority on attendance.
No.
And considering that you've actually only met him fewer than 10 times, perhaps we shouldn't consider you an authority on Cory at all.
No.
No further questions, my lady.
Mr. Boateng?
No questions, my lady.
Ms. Habib?
No further questions.
Then let's adjourn for the day.
See, it's not about right or wrong, is it? It's about who's got the fattest wallet.
You just got to trust in the courts.
But when he can wheel in Tommy O, that bloke was like a hat-trick away from getting a statue down at County. Who's going to believe Kelly over him?
Tommy O's not going to take a bung.
Yeah, well, maybe not, but that's my point. You trust him. I trust him, everybody does. So if he says Cory's a good lad, then the jury just going to eat it up. How much is it costing you all of this, then?
I'm sorry?
The fancy barristers, the celebrity endorsements, the bribes, the bungs.
Excuse me?
Abby, leave it.
Kelly had you pegged. I saw your face when she kicked off.
I was shocked at being accused.
I know a guilty conscience when I see one.
Do you really want to find yourself back in court on a slander charge?
Couldn't afford it, could I? It's just pocket money to you. Just using the court like your own personal poker table.
Look, yes, I'm spending money. I've hired the best because I can afford to, but it's all above board. And from one parent to another, what would you spend to protect your child?
My child is dead. And yours killed him.
No.
Yes.
Look, I'm sorry you lost your son. I truly am. But I don't want to lose mine too.
You're buying your way out of this. And I'm going to prove it!
What are you up to?
I'm just looking for something.
What?
Court today got me thinking. It's the one place where everyone should be on the same level, but no, they're standing on piles of cash looking down on us lot.
Tell me about it.
I never cared how they waste their money. A flash motor comes into the garage and I just laugh. Do you really need to spend all that just to get from A to B? But it's theirs, they can buy what they want. They, clothes, holidays, cars, planes, it's fine. I don't care, but they shouldn't be able to buy the law.
So?
So, I thought if Cory's dad is paying people off, then someone out there will have made a mistake. What do you think of that?
The bloke from court?
Eli's dad, as far as I can tell. He was the one who Stefan was speaking to. He's all over social media and tags his mates in everything. Even...
Stefan. So, they're mates?
Yeah, but here's the thing. He only started making an appearance a few weeks ago. The golf club, pigeon shooting, that kind of thing.
So?
So they've only just become mates. That's a bit of a coincidence, don't you think?
Maybe.
Definitely maybe.
Come on, let's eat before it goes cold.
You go ahead, I want to check some stuff out.
Just try not to worry. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
How is she?
Kicking herself.
You think it's bad?
I'm trying to convince the jury that she's not volatile. And the judge can tell them to disregard it all she likes, but they've seen it now. She has a temper.
Well, she's in the witness box tomorrow. You can put across her side of the story then.
The damage might already be done.
Don't give up hope now. I believe in you.
Well, that makes one of us.
Come to bed, love. It's 2:00.
Found it, Kev. I found it.
What?
I had to sign up for one of them career sites, like Facebook for jobs.
Right.
Eli's dad has just announced a new job 2 weeks ago, senior logistics consultant at Cory's dad's company.
Could just be a coincidence.
Well, it could be, but it sounds made up to me. And guess what job he did before that?
No.
Delivery driver. So from minimum wage 1 week to desk job and company car the next. That's not climbing the ladder. That's a flaming rocket ship.
So what does that mean?
It means he's on the take, and Cory's dad's doing the handouts.
You need to give that to police.
Don't worry, I will. I am bringing this bloke down. So what happens now? You do realise how important this is? Yeah, all right. No, I understand. Right, I'll wait to hear from you.
Who's that?
Mia Fellow, I've just told her about Stefan and Eli's dad, sent her the link.
And?
And she's going to pass it on to the investigating officer.
Well, if there's anything dodgy, they'll find it.
They didn't though, did they? I did.
Yeah, and you did brilliantly. But there's nothing more you can do. You're going to have to leave it to them.
I could still call Imran, tell him. He must be able to use this.
Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry. I'm too nervous about Kelly's defence today.
It's gonna be fine. You know what you're doing.
We have a lot to claw back. Sabine made Cory out to be a saint, and I certainly didn't help making him cry like that. I shouldn't have gone in so hard.
Well, you were trying to crack him. It's your job.
Instead, what I did was make him look vulnerable, whereas Kelly's little outburst made her look aggressive and unstable.
Well, don't you think the jury might question Cory's vulnerable act?
Well, 2 character witnesses certainly helped. Oh, I should have got more for Kelly. I should have called you up there instead of having you submit a statement and then sit with her.
Stop doubting yourself. Who knows? Laura might come good today.
She's a risk, and you know it.
Well, she's her mother, and you've prepared her. Plus, I know Kelly might look unstable, but her emotion came across as truthful. Cory's was too much of a performance. I won't be the only one who thinks that.
I hope so. I just need to make sure that the jury see that truth when she gives her evidence, and that Sabine can't undermine it.
You will. You're doing brilliantly.
Am I? A girl's life depends on me today.
And you won't let her down.
I love you.
Where's Stefan?
Don't know.
He's been with Cory the whole way through. There's no way he'd miss it now.
Well, maybe he's being questioned by the police.
You'll be fine. Just tell the truth. And remember to keep you cool no matter what gets thrown at you.
So I was thinking... You first encountered Nina Lucas and Sebastian Franklin at the Wasteland. You were with Cory Brent, Jason Dowling, and Eli Higginson. Now, you admit that you had all been drinking. And could you tell us what happened there after Asha Allahan and Summer Spellman had gone?
Cory and Eli started calling Nina names and they wanted me to join in, but I didn't.
What did they call her?
Cory started going on about her piercings and they called her a freak. And they said, smack it. Smack the freak.
And what did you do?
I slapped her.
Why?
They were pressuring me and I wanted to impress Cory. But when they asked me to do it again, I didn't.
Then what happened?
Seb and Nina started walking away and Cory said we should go after him.
You encountered Seb and Nina about 40 minutes later on Harper Street, is that right?
Yeah, Cory followed them and started shouting, "Oi, freaks, corpse bride, you ignoring us?" And they just kept walking and Seb was on his phone and then Cory kicked him in the back and he fell. And I laughed. But only because I thought they were messing about and didn't think it'd go any further.
But it did.
Eli pushed Nina over and then she ran off and then him and Jay ran after her and then Cory just kept kicking Seb whilst he was on the ground. He just kept kicking and kicking.
What were you doing whilst Cory was repeatedly kicking Seb?
I told him to stop and I tried to pull him off, but he pushed me away and then he just kept kicking him and kicking him and kicking him until Seb wasn't moving anymore. Then I asked him, why did you do that? And he didn't answer, and then I asked if he was breathing. Then I asked him if he was dead. He just ran off. All right, he just ran off.
He just left you there?
Yeah.
And did you try and help Seb?
Yeah, I asked him if he could hear me, and then I was going to call an ambulance, but then he started moving and I panicked, and I know I shouldn't have ran, but I thought if he saw me, he thought it was me, and then by the time I caught up to Cory, he told me to keep my mouth shut. So I did. I know I should have told the police, but my mum says never to because it'll just turn out bad, and I was so scared. But I didn't touch Seb. I promise I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. I promise I wouldn't touch him. I didn't touch him. God, I'm sorry.
You say you didn't touch Seb, but it was only Cory that kicked him.
Yeah.
Why do you think he did it?
I don't know.
I agree with you. No real motive there, is there?
He was annoyed Seb was ignoring him. He was spoiling for a fight.
You admit to smacking Nina in the face to impress Cory.
Yeah.
Are we to believe you wouldn't kick Seb to impress him? Perfect motive?
Well, I didn't. It was him. He took it too far.
Too far for someone like you?
Yeah.
This isn't the first time you've tried to get Cory's attention, is it? On the 6th of April 2020, you shared a naked video of your friend Asha, Cory's girlfriend. You shared it to everyone you knew via your mobile phone. A vindictive, jealous act that almost ruined Asha's life. She became utterly traumatized and had to leave her school, all because of you.
Yeah, and I hate myself for that.
And yet you did it. If you can ruin your friend's life to impress Cory, if you can smack an innocent girl in the face to impress Cory, why should we believe you wouldn't viciously attack a boy you barely know to impress Cory?
Because I didn't. He did. It wasn't me.
No further questions.
Stop, Cory.
Yes.
But there was evidence of blood splatter on your dress, which indicates you must have been very close to Seb.
Yeah, because I was trying to stop him. I've literally said all of this.
My lady, can I please direct my colleague to the report which states that the blood spatter pattern on the dress was not sufficient to prove that the witness had any active involvement in the assault?
If my friend would let me finish.
Yes, do please finish, Mr. Boateng.
As the defense have already outlined, if you had been kicking him, there would most likely have been more blood. You were wearing a dress but no tights, were you not?
Yes.
Easy to wash off blood from bare legs.
My lady, we have written testimony from Toya Battersby which states that the witness returned home without any blood on her legs.
Which is not in dispute, my lady. If I might be able to continue questioning.
Yes, please do continue.
You did not return home until 9:25 p.m. We have established that the attack on Seb Franklin happened around 8:45 p.m., giving you plenty of time to wash any blood away before you returned home.
This is conjecture.
Please sit down, Mr. Habib.
Why did it take you so long to get back?
Because I was trying to find Cory. And when I found him, he told me to keep quiet, and I wanted to tell the truth. He threatened me.
Which he denies.
Yeah, because he's lying.
All we know for sure is that you had plenty of time after the attack, before you returned home, to clean Seb Franklin's blood from your legs and get your story straight.
No.
I simply want the jury to be aware that a key point of the defense, that Miss Nealon arrived without blood on her legs, does not mean there was never any.
Hey. Kelly's evidence was great. I felt the truth in every word, and I'm sure the jury did too.
No. Sabine made her out to be a jealous cow, capable of anything. And then the prosecution blew another hole in our defense.
You've still got Laura.
And that could go either way, and we both know it.
To tell the police the truth, but I told her to say nothing.
And why did you do that?
My daddy drilled it into me over the years, sometimes by force. He wasn't on the right side of the law, shall we say. And that's how he lived his life. That's how we had to live. Say nothing, survive. Squeal, and someone will turn up on your doorstep with a baseball bat.
So it's safe to say that Kelly didn't exactly have a stable upbringing.
No, I mean, her daddy was generous with his money. But that money always came with a price tag. Keep your gob shut.
And how did that affect Kelly? What was she like as a child?
Not sure I was good as gold. She did well at school, and she never got into any trouble. Things got really tough after me and Rick divorced. I went on a downward spiral. It got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. I was drinking all day. And Kelly said, "Mum, we're going to get through this and I'm going to look after you." And do you know what? Bless her, she did. Because that's the kind of kid she is, always looking after people. There's no way she'd have beaten up that lad, Seb. No way. I know my daughter.
Thank you. No further questions?
Your witness, Miss Habib?
You say Kelly was a model child, someone who looked after you.
Yeah.
Your relationship was always good, was it? Not a single bump in the road?
Well, we've had our ups and downs like everyone.
Such as?
Look, I wasn't a great mum. And sometimes Kelly, you know, she'd call me on that, but she was always right too.
How do you mean, call you on that?
Just, we had disagreements.
More than disagreements? You were recently sentenced on a charge of child neglect. Can you tell us what you instructed your solicitor to say on your behalf about your daughter?
I can't remember.
I have the transcripts here.
But I didn't mean it.
Mean what?
What I said.
If I may.
You may.
I felt physically afraid of my daughter. She was violent, unpredictable, and aggressive. Violent, unpredictable, and aggressive.
I didn't mean what I said. I was about to go down for child neglect.
Sorry, I'm confused. So she isn't violent, unpredictable, and aggressive?
Look, I was just trying to defend myself.
So you lied to get a reduced sentence? Perhaps I should remind you, Mrs. Nealon, that perjury is a very serious offence.
Oh, I didn't lie.
No further questions, Your Honour.
But she's not like that now. She was in a bad way. Her dad had just been accused of murder.
Thank you, Mrs. Nealon. Does the prosecution have any further questions?
No, my lady.
Then you may step down. We'll take a short recess until this afternoon when we'll return to hear the closing arguments.
Right, we should get down to the canteen. Those Cornish pasties fly off the shelf.
Right, well, I'll see you down there. I want to check in with that detective, see if they found anything on Stefan.
Might come off okay.
It's not me you should be apologising to. It's your daughter. You know, the one you just throw under the bus.
How was I supposed to know they was going to track all that up? That's your job, isn't it?
Kelly practically begged me to let you give evidence. And against my better judgment, I let you. Because I naively thought that you would actually be on her side. But the only side you've ever been on is your own. If Kelly goes to prison, it'll be your fault.
Don't you dare put all that on me. If ever Kelly goes down, you've got no one else to blame but yourself.
So, what did the police say?
Eli's dad got the job fair and square, according to Stefan. What did I miss?
Great cheese onion pasta.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what this case really boils down to is, who do you believe? Mr. Brent or Miss Nealon? The talented young man with a bright future ahead, or the young woman whose own mother describes her as violent and unpredictable?
What you need to understand is that Kelly isn't the monster that the prosecution or my learned friend would have you believe. I know her. And quite well, in fact. Has she had a hard life? Yes. And Did she miss out on the privilege of a stable and loving family? Most definitely, but does that mean that she's capable of kicking and beating a young man to death? Absolutely not. And I appeal to you to look at the facts of this case and not let your prejudices about Kelly's background cloud your judgment.
So let's look at the facts, shall we? Kelly was found to have blood spatter on the dress she was wearing that night, which puts her in close proximity to the attack. Close enough to have done it.
Conveniently enough for my learned friend, Cory's clothing has never been found. He changed out of the clothes that we know he was wearing when the attack took place and disposed of them before any forensic examination could be done. His trainers, by his own admission, were put in the washing machine, so if there is any lack of evidence to indicate that Cory was Seb's attacker, it's because Cory was mindful enough to destroy it. Now, why would he do that? It's because that, unlike Kelly, his clothes and his trainers were covered in blood.
Let's move on to the witnesses. Nina claims to have seen Cory attacking Seb. She also claims to have heard Kelly shouting at him to stop. But none of this evidence was presented until the day before the trial. At best, this is a false memory triggered by the reconstruction of the crime conducted by a cohort of Kelly's supporters. At worst, this is a deliberate attempt to pin the blame on my client.
What reason would Nina have to lie? She loved Seb, so surely it would be safe to assume that she would want to see justice done. And as to the assertion that Nina somehow created a false memory, it is strange that she described the exact same scenario as Eli did. Only in his version of events, Kelly was the attacker, and Cory was the one screaming at her to stop. But let me remind you that he, too, changed his account of the attack during the trial itself.
I submit to you that of the two witnesses, Eli is by far the more reliable. He's already been convicted for the attack on Nina, meaning he has little to gain by misleading this court.
Well, that's a lie. His dad was given a bum.
My lady, this evidence was not submitted to the court.
Members of the jury, you must ignore that allegation. And Miss Franklin, I know this process is distressing for you, but I will remove you from the court if there are any more outbursts like that. You may continue.
As I was saying, unlike Nina, Eli didn't suffer any trauma to the head or memory loss. He clearly saw Kelly kicking Seb as he lay on the floor. She is the one responsible for taking that young man's life, not Cory. And for that reason, I urge you to find him not guilty.
Kelly did make a terrible mistake that night. She left a helpless man to die. I've tried to ask myself, why would she do that? And I believe her when she says she panicked. She knew that by taunting Nina, she was painting a target on their backs. And she felt horribly guilty and responsible for what Cory then went on to do to Seb. But his actions are not her responsibility, and she could not possibly have foreseen just how far he would go. And finally, you may ask yourselves, why didn't she go to the police in the days that followed? That's something I can answer for you quite simply. She didn't think she'd be believed because of who she was. She didn't have a father or an army of lawyers protecting her like Cory did, and telling her what to say so as not to incriminate herself. She only had the truth. But she thought the system was rigged against her. Please, don't prove her right on that count. And members of the jury, I ask you, follow the evidence and find Kelly Nealon not guilty. Look, no.
You're amazing.
Kelly, you mustn't.
No, don't. These past few weeks, I felt like everyone's been against me, and
now I've just got this little bit of hope, so... And it feels good, so just don't take it away. Okay, not yet.
Okay. You have a good night.
All I'm saying is if you did get him to change his statement in exchange for a job, you'd better have covered your tracks.
What is it? What's it matter now anyway?
Francis, you stupid boy. Kelly's defence team are all over this.
Right. Keep your hair on.
I have moved heaven and earth for you, son. Don't make me regret it.
Well, I bet you're glad that's all over.
Well, it's not, though, is it? I could be waiting days for a verdict.
Well, in that case, we better find something to occupy our minds.
Oh, yeah, like what?
1,000-piece jigsaw?
Do you think they've done enough? To get Cory convicted?
Could go either way. But there's nothing anyone can do about it now.
You were right. Stefan bribed that witness. I heard him and Cory talking.
We've been down that road. The police couldn't find a thing.
Well, then they're not looking hard enough. I think he knows his son's guilty.
But he's done everything he can to protect him.
Yeah. But I don't think it's easy with him.
Well, tell me what you want me to do.
Nothing.
They were really rattled about what you said in court. But you have to stay out of it from now on. Just let me do my job. Okay, trust me, I will find something to nail him with. I promise.
Take a break.
Oh, this is pointless. I mean, this is just police work, but without access to anything. And I did somehow manage to find Eli's dad's job history, and yes, he is underqualified for the job Stefan gave him, but he's just going to say he gave him a leg up. Without access to their phone records, their texts, their emails, without any evidence of any kind.
Couldn't you blag that you've got evidence? Stefan might crack and confess. You said he's the weak link.
No, that's too risky. He could worm his way out of that and then tell Sabina I approached him. I need to see Kelly.
Okay, but just take a breath first, yeah? You're going to pass all your anxiety onto her. You need to be reassuring her.
Of what? There is no sugarcoating this. If I can't find any evidence of witness tampering, then I've got nothing to work with. I can't prove any wrongdoing. So this verdict could be a disaster.
Okay, but how will making Kelly fear the worst help? You don't know for sure that a jury's going to find her guilty. And even if they do, that's even more reason to give her a bit of respite now.
I'm just trying to be realistic.
Well, you're being pessimistic because you're exhausted. Look, Kelly doesn't need help feeling scared or helpless. She needs help to feel strong. You've done everything you can as her lawyer, so now be her foster father. Give her some hope.
It's only leftovers from yesterday. I didn't think you'd feel like cooking.
That's her.
How's Abby?
She was wandering round the house after night. I heard her ranting at Imran on the phone. I think he hung up in the end.
Where is she now?
Going to catch him before he goes to see Kelly.
I hope for his sake she misses him.
Me too. He's doing everything he can, but Cory's dad's not going to admit he was lying, is he? Why would he?
Do you think they'll reach a verdict today?
Who knows? I've took the day off. Tyrone can keep things ticking over. I said I wanted to be here for Abby.
Well, I'm sure she'll be glad of it.
Yeah, well, not if she's not here. I prefer her where I can keep an eye on her. Stop her doing anything she'll regret.
When do you think they'll make their minds up?
There's no time limit. They're just going to keep talking till they come to a decision.
Yeah, but if they thought I was innocent, they'd be out by now.
God, it's
Cory as well. They're discussing both.
Yeah, but that's the same thing, though. If they knew he was guilty, they'd be out by now, too. I'm not getting out of here, am I?
Hey, come on.
I want to start everything over again. You know, school, and work. I mean, do you think I could get an apprenticeship? Could work with kids like me, you know, care kids. Will you tell them that's what I'll do?
You'd be brilliant at that.
Yeah, if they give me a chance. I can't stay here, Imran. People scream in the night. It'll get inside my head. I'll go mad.
No, you won't. You're stronger than that.
So you do think they'll find me guilty?
No, I didn't say that.
And what do you think? Tell me, really.
I think that they will see through Cory's lies. I think you're going to be coming home with me and Toya. It's what we want, and it's what you deserve.
Thank you.
That's right, closed. I'm sorry. It's as is clearly signalled here on the sign, which says closed. Other establishments are available. Sorry. It's as if, by closing for one day, I'm attempting to starve or deprive that small glimmer of joy in any passing potential customer. And the ones that complain the loudest, I don't recognise. They come in here once every 2 months, if that, to purchase a small takeaway cake, which they spend half an hour choosing.
Open, Roy. There might not even be a verdict today.
Well, they're not closed tomorrow. And the following day. Even at the risk of hard stares and the occasional disgruntled tut. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, Tar. I don't want to spill anything on this.
May I ask what that is?
A veil. I'm going to wear it to the verdict to remind everyone what this is really about. It's not just about putting people in prison or laws or arguments and lies. It's about Seb. My Seb.
We're closed. I mean, even if they can't read.
Hey, Roy.
Ah, Dev.
Nina, how are you?
Need more cotton.
She is, understandably, a little fragile.
No, of course. I just wanted to see how you two are doing.
Well, Nina is occupying herself, which I think is wise. It could be some time before we get further news.
Oh. And you?
Well, I thought I was doing all right, but I have just spent an inordinate amount of time complaining about customers to Nina, which I'm sure she could well do without.
Yeah, well, you know, perhaps the distraction is a relief. I mean, it's not like we can do anything.
Yes, we are in the hands of the jury.
Yes, though my daughter has managed to become obsessed by the idea that a lucky charm might be able to influence things.
A lucky charm?
Yeah, look, she won't be in court today. She doesn't want to make things any harder for Nina.
I'm sure that's not the case.
But she wants you to, well, give this to her. So, you know, when you find the right moment...
It's taken quite a task upon itself if it is to be held accountable for the weight of the British justice system.
And that, Roy, listen, I said to her, you're being superstitious and giving this to Nina might not be the right move, but look, she's not going to settle until she knows that Nina has it.
So you thought you would pass the responsibility on to me?
Busted. The things we do for our girls, eh?
Well, having witnessed the court case, I feel that is as likely to swing the verdict as the facts are, which is a feeling I don't find comfortable.
What sort of apprenticeship?
Oh, she wants to work with care kids.
That's amazing. And Kelly just came out with it.
Yeah? No, I think it's
helped her focus on what she wants. The possibility of losing it all. I just hope they'll let her out.
They have to.
1 scotch, 1 lemonade. Served by the management. That's how VIP you are.
And not how understaffed you are.
Oh, the lemonade's mine. I'll drive if we get the call.
Oh. Are you allowed to drink before court?
My job's done. It's just a waiting game now.
You'll be gutted if the ex wins, I bet.
She won't win.
And even if she does, it's not the fact that she's my ex that's going to bother me. Can I get another glass, please? I don't want any ice.
I did ask about the ice.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot, because we usually have wine, don't we?
Did Abby say where she was going after she saw you?
I haven't seen Abby.
Well, she was going round to yours.
Yeah, she did. You were with Kelly.
You never said. What does she want?
The impossible. For you to get Stefan to admit that he's lying. I explained that you tried, but it was a dead end.
Well, and you said that to Abby?
I told her that Imran was with Kelly and, well, she basically threatened to go around there and drag him out by his beard.
What time was this? She never showed up.
So where is she now, then?
Don't worry, Kev. She won't have gone far. Not with the verdict due any time.
Abby, it's me. Give us a ring. I'm worried about you. Let us know you're not doing anything daft, eh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, don't cancel. Why don't I just price up a smaller ad and we can... No. That's disappointing, James. I thought we... No, I've not had lots of cancellations. That's a strange question. Why would I? Yeah, fine. Look, just stay in touch, yeah? All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, come in. Chloe, can you get me the file for...
Stefan's car wasn't at his house.
Are you sure you got the right house?
Well, it's the address Dev said.
Did you knock on?
What, and ask his missus to tell me where he is? She'll probably call 999. He could be anywhere.
Probably tied to a chair somewhere with Abby prodding him with hot irons.
Not funny.
Well, you could call it his office. Just because his secretary said he's not in doesn't mean he's not in.
What's happening?
It's the verdict after the lunch recess.
No sign of Abby yet. She needs to get to court.
Go on. They'll have contacted Abby about the verdict and all. She'll be on her way to court.
You reckon?
Yeah, and if she turns up here, I'll drive her straight there.
Yeah, do that. I want to be with her when she is.
I'm not finished. You see, soon I've got half a hem. It'll be raggy.
Well, if we wish to hear the verdict, we need to go. Although perfectly acceptable and understandable if you do not.
I have to. But half finished? What will that say about Seb if even I can't get things right for him?
I'm sure any unfinished sections won't be visible if it's arranged correctly.
I'll know. Seb will know. It needs to be perfect. It's all going to go wrong.
Try and remain calm.
It's a bad sign.
Asha wished for you to have something.
What's that meant to do?
She hoped it might prove to, she had in mind that sometimes certain symbols might help to inspire.
Look.
Well, she felt superstitious about it, and I think she feared that if she didn't get it to you, in a similar way to you feel about your sewing.
This is different. This is symbolic. It's not about luck.
No.
It's about respect. I need it finished so it's visible for everyone to see in court.
Well, we shall take these with us and you can continue sewing on the journey.
I didn't sleep much last night. I kept wondering if it was worse to lose your son as an innocent boy or to be the mum, dad in your case, of a boy so violent, so cruel, that he'd take a life. And you know what I decided?
I'm warning you again. Last chance, please. Leave now.
I'd have my son. Even if he was the bad one, I'd have the warm, breathing boy he was. With his daft ideas, crazy dreams, and These stupid decisions.
I'm sorry.
And I think you're the same. You'll do whatever it takes to keep your son in your life. But I need one thing off you. Tell me. A father to a mother. Tell me you're lying. That you bought your witness. Deny it after. But I need you to say it.
What if I were to say, I know Cory is guilty? Do you know what that would mean?
Tell me.
It would mean you have something recorded on your phone that isn't true. Cory is innocent.
Police, open up, please.
Maybe Imran's ahead of both of us, eh? They must have found something on you.
I had a panic alarm fitted. My assistant will have called them. She's trespassing, threatening violence.
I'm arresting you to prevent a breach of the peace. You do not have to say anything.
I will kill you!
You heard me defensive. You do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
So, should I continue the hem up the vertical aspect?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have let Abby out this sight.
Maybe she doesn't want to be here, but she wants you to be.
And why didn't she tell me that?
Because she's Abby.
She's that angry with his dad. I'm sure she's gone looking for him.
Maybe she's looking for Stefan. He's down there.
So why do we have to come here and do it all dead publicly? I'd rather sit in a cell and just get told. Ask if you even have to be here.
Calm down, son. You have to be here. Now sit still and shut up.
Call me an adrenaline junkie, but I like this bit.
I'd have never called you an adrenaline junkie.
Like the bit before opening a birthday present and all. Same thing. And it's all wrapped, could be anything. Once you've torn the paper off, it's simply whatever it is.
And there's me thinking we're talking about something serious. People's lives.
Yeah. But it's out of our hands now. Oh, don't give yourself an ulcer, Imran. Take it you never took up that yoga you always said you'd do.
Did you get a bit of lunch?
Are you serious?
Cory used to do that.
What?
Throw stones at my window to get me out the house.
Just wanted to know that you were okay.
Thought you were going to court. Your dad said that.
I was going to, but I don't know.
What? I made a complete fool of myself there. Made everything worse for Nina. Sure excuse.
You didn't make everything worse.
No, I did. Just keep going over it. You know, different things I could have said, different ways I could have said it.
Asha, it's a court. It's set up to catch you out. You know, make them say what they want you to say. That's just how the lawyers work. They twist things.
Yeah, well, I made it easy, though, didn't I? Going back out with Cory, right after I just split up with Nina. And of course, they thought it was all about her. It was all about her. Okay, but not the way Imran said it. You know, I wasn't trying to make him jealous or anything. You know, it was just a mess.
Stop torturing yourself. Look, whoever you wanted to be with or didn't want to be with, you never knew what Cory was capable of. How could you have known?
Nina must hate me.
She doesn't hate you. All that she wants is for Cory to get what's coming to him. That he leaves that place in a prison van. For life.
That's what I care about too.
And me. That and Kelly getting off, it's gotta happen.
Will you go? Please.
It's Cory.
No, just to be there. You know, to see what happens. And if you speak to Nina, can you tell her that I'm sorry?
Okay.
Oh, I feel sick.
You sure it won't be long?
Oh, it makes me feel sick. Why are they even making us wait?
Try not to read into it, okay? It could just be a technical thing. The judge might be late from lunch.
What, do you think that's a bad sign?
Hey, Imran told me about the apprenticeship idea. I think it's great. I'll do some research into it once this is all over, okay?
All rise.
Abby, I've clocked off. I thought you might want a lift.
Was it you who got him to rush me through?
Yeah, I had a word with the Sarge about the verdict, and you were lucky because she's one of the nice ones. They're back in court though, so.
Oh, come on, then get a shift on.
We will deal with each defendant in turn. Kelly Neelan, please stand. Can I ask you, Madam Foreman, have you reached a verdict upon which you were all agreed?
We have.
On the count of murder contained in count 1, do you find the defendant Kelly Neelan guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Cory Brent, please stand. On the count of murder contained in count 1, do you find the defendant Cory Brent guilty or not guilty?
Abby, sorry. I meant to say, good luck.
Thanks. Kelly, guilty.
That's. I wasn't expecting that.
It shows they mean business. They mean bloody business, and Cory's next. I need to see this.
Dad, I was like, what's she going to say? It was like a game show or something like and the winner is.
Then you should have seen your face. You were like...
Let's just keep pulling it till we're outside, okay?
All right, one condition.
What?
Curry. I'm starving.
You did everything you could.
Oi! How do you do it? Let him prove something that never even happened. What kind of a lawyer are you?
You're up against money and people prepared to lie on oath.
And maybe I should have done that too.
You don't have it in you.
And she needed someone who does.
Let's go home.
No, I've got to see Kelly before they take her away.
Or shall I come?
You can't. Why did you ask me to encourage her?
What?
You told me to give her hope. And what use was hope? It just made things worse. And she thought that she was coming home today. What am I supposed to tell her now?
What we've witnessed is a chess game played with human lives. Strategy and trickery. No thought for justice. You have brought dignity to this historic building, Nina. Others must live with their consciences. You should feel pride for keeping Seb's presence viscerally felt.
long?
No, this isn't over.
How long will I get?
Well, that's up to the judge's sentencing, but we will fight
How
this.
did they believe all of his lies?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Just tell me how long I get. I don't want to hear it first from the judge.
12 years.
12 years maximum?
Minimum. But you are innocent, and we will prove that. Okay, there will be something that I missed, something that I need to find.
I'll be 30. My friends will be married, they'll have kids. I can't do it, Imran, I can't.
I'm not giving up on this, okay? We are not giving up on this.
I am 16. It's my whole life.
I know it's a cliche, Kev, but just give her time.
Grief needs time. But this, the injustice, it just festers, done it? How's she meant to get over this? He winked at her when he left.
Dear God.
I need to get away somewhere.
I can understand it if they both got sent down, but her and not him?
Just for the next few days.
It's an absolute scandal.
Has any of your hotel mates got anywhere? Everywhere I've tried is fully booked. Because people are not going abroad, are they?
Where do you want to go?
Anywhere. Where she's not going to bump into him or his dad or go looking for him.
What about York? A friend of mine has this beautiful boutique type place. It's a bit expensive, but I'm sure he'll do me a deal.
I don't mind paying.
He stuck a hot tub out the back and added 20% at prices.
Well, if he's got room, I'll take it. Like I said, everywhere's fully booked. Even the rip-off places.
Oh, no, this isn't a rip-off. No, he knows his stuff. William Morris wallpaper, rainfall showers, 1,000 thread count sheets.
Perfect. Do you think she heard that?
Well, if she did, she knows you're looking out for her.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I think for the appeal we should maybe get another lawyer.
Right.
Not because they'd be better, they wouldn't, but because you can't put yourself through this again.
Well, we have no grounds for appeal. Even for this hotshot lawyer you got in mind.
You know that's not what I meant. And you'll find grounds for appeal.
Oh, I will I? So I am her lawyer or am I not?
I know how upset you are. We always knew that fostering was going to be challenging. And, you know, the next kid will bring along a whole new set of problems. They all will.
Sorry, are we just supposed to be moving on from this now? I mean, maybe we should change the sheets before we give her room to somebody else.
Oh, stop it. God, this is classic displacement. None of this is my fault.
Classic displacement, is it? Sorry, if I'm not allowed to bring my work home with me, how come you are? I don't want psychoanalyzing, thanks.
I'm not psychoanalyzing. I am trying to give you a bit of perspective so it doesn't hurt quite so much.
Well, I don't want your help. And I don't want perspective. Maybe it should hurt. We let Kelly down.
Well, if we're just expecting ourselves to be superhuman and deal with every situation that comes along absolutely perfectly. Yeah, okay, fine!
She's just accused me of booking our holidays on a day like today.
Right, well, do you want me to talk to her? I'll just explain that you thought she needed a break.
Well, you'll have to find her first. She wasn't for coming back. And even if you did, I'm not sure it'd help. She seems to think everyone knows best. Everyone knows what she needs.
Well, you do. While she's in this state, you're the best person to make the decisions.
She's not even sure she wants me anymore.
What? As in?
As in, she feels like she's my project. And she don't want to be here. Not with me.
Oh, that's nonsense. She's just had the day from hell. She'll calm down. You'll see.
We've got a fundraise. Appeal.
Yeah, well, does it work like that, though? No, you can just throw money at it.
Kelly is innocent.
Yeah, and Cory's guilty. Yeah, but how do you appeal that when he's walking free?
We've got to prove that they've got the wrong person. You know, and then they'll have to take a look at this case again, won't they?
Look, prove it how? Hey, look, if Imran could have proved it, he would have.
It's the first thing that Kelly's got to do. She's got to sack Imran. She's got to find a better lawyer. One who knows what they're doing.
Bet Nina's in bits. Did you speak to her?
She just left with Roy.
Is that Kelly?
She's not going to be allowed to phone, is she? No, it's my mum. It's kicking off.
Why?
Someone told her that I slagged off Imran to his face at the court.
Well, did you?
Well, yeah. I don't even know why she's bothered. You know, she was fuming with him for representing Kelly in the first place.
Look, I don't think this is about fundraising. But you said it before, okay? A lawyers just want to win. It doesn't matter what the truth is. No, why would you want to go through all that again?
To get Kelly out of prison.
Oh, well, it didn't work this time, did it? Okay, look, I just want Nina to know that we're here for her. You know, that they got it wrong and everyone knows it. You know, that it's unfair.
It's more than unfair. It's wrong. It can't end like this. It just can't.
How is she? Right, let me do that.
No. Has she not had enough upheaval and injustice for one lifetime?
Right, life is cruel. And I know that being a father and not being able to protect your kids from it, that hurts.
I'm just finding this... the injustice of it. It's so...
Roy.
I have encountered strong emotional upheavals before. Never so challenging as losing Hayley. But losing Hayley, I could understand the weight of my response. She was here in every moment of my life, and then she was gone. And every moment had to be relearned. Whereas this... Nina has barely reached adulthood. How is she expected to tolerate being thrust into a court, in her grief, to watch such a miscarriage of justice?
The law is an ass.
The law is not the issue. It's the application of the law. It's corrupt, incompetent, incomprehensible. How is she expected to process her grief when the world treats her in this way?
But this is parenting, right? And this thing that you're feeling is the impotence that we encounter when we're trying to protect our chicks from the world.
So I can do nothing. I can offer nothing.
Well, you be with her. You sit with her, you hug her. You know, sometimes that's all we got. Hey, honey. I'm sorry. And Asha is too. And she'd like to see you. When you're ready.
Oi. Oi, I see you. What's the matter? You can't face me?
I'm sorry.
For which bit? Putting all your effort into trying to get Kelly off instead of getting that murderer sent down.
I wanted both.
Right, well, no cigar. Here we go. Well, this is cosy. We planned a little dance on Seb's grave. Shake hands after the final whistle's blown. Chat through the highlights.
I was looking for you. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you're saying sorry to me? You made Seb's life count for nothing. With your clever speeches and your lies. Now you meet up with the opposition for a snifter while my son's killer goes off for his chicken corner. Planning his life. And all it's cars and jobs and lads nice out. With all his laughing and his days. I bet you're gonna appeal, right? Nobody pays. Nobody suffers. Their life wasn't worth that. Hey. You got cocaine? You lot do. All that powder stuck in your wigs.
No.
Yeah, you do. Share.
Abby, don't score.
It's all right if I get caught. I'll just hire to get me off.
Please.
You give me one good reason why not. Just one.
You okay? Drink?
Is Imran in?
Nope.
Sai.
Well, he's not here, is he?
Well, then you can say it to Toya and she'll pass it on.
Say what?
He told me what he did.
I'm sorry for kicking off in the court today. Just thought Imran could have done a bit more for
Aye,
Kelly.
an apology will do, thanks.
It was an emotional day.
Right, well, can I go now?
I'll pass on to Imran what you said. The apology bit.
Yeah, well, when you do tell Imran, just make sure everyone's a bit more sincere than that.
Surprised you're sticking up for him.
Well, I don't need to agree with him to know that he's probably in bits now.
Yeah. Well, Simon didn't say anything that Imran didn't feel about himself.
Where is he anyway? Oh, you've not fallen out, have you?
He's just in a state about Kelly.
Well, I bet you are and all.
Yeah, I am. But however I try and deal with it, it just winds him up. You know, we should be dealing with this together, but he somehow always manages to make it seem like we're on opposite sides.
Lucky you keep a spare in a safe place.
What's that?
You don't have to use it. I just want you to know you can.
For your house?
If you need somewhere else to be, tonight. Imran, I've watched you through all this. I know how much you're hurting. You never could take your heart out of the job like I could.
How can you, though? When an innocent girl gets life and a killer walks, it's cruel.
I know. But it's work. It's our job. I spent this afternoon prepping an appeal. My next case, new client, new timesheet. Move on.
These are people's lives.
Of course. And you put everything into defending that girl. Your passion, compassion. Reminded me of when we were students. Everything was so important all the time.
It is important.
And I envied that. It's what I fell in love with. Until you let me down.
I was young. I mean, there's no excuse.
Perhaps it is. Maybe I should have forgiven you. Feels like a lifetime ago now.
It was.
It's a genuine offer. Still care. To use it if you want an escape. Get him a large scotch, eh? No ice.
Rightio.
Remember, no ice.
high?
Nothing could get me high.
Have you taken anything?
What do you care?
I care.
I wanted to. I want to, maybe I will.
You should go home.
Shouldn't you? Did you go drinking with your ex? And that'll be a yes then. Oh, my lord, he's tempted.
No.
Go for it. Nothing matters. Nothing changes. You do a bad thing, there's no consequences. Bonk your ex, leave your fella. Take drugs. Get drunk, kill someone.
He mattered. But Seb mattered.
Then how can this happen? He'll be licking his wounds.
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying not to feel really hurt by it. I've texted him a couple of times to see if he's okay. He's not even replied.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't I phone him? I can say it's about Si saying sorry.
Bet he won't answer. Do you know, I kept looking at his ex in court, Sabine, with her huge brain and, you know, the confident way she just struts around telling everyone what to think. And I just thought, how's he gone from her to me?
Because he's traded up. I mean, who likes a smart ass?
Well, that explains why he's been ignoring me then.
Right, come on then, let's have a glass of wine.
What? Yeah, because that solves everything.
Oh, Toya, stop being such a counsellor.
Don't say it like it's an insult, Lee. Imran just did that to me before. I don't, do I? I switch into counsellor mode with family.
Well,
do I?
Well, look, it's not all bad. I gave you so much grief when I was losing Oliver and, well, most sisters would have walked away. I reckon I would have done. But you, well, you managed to step back and wait.
Well, maybe that's what I do wrong. Try and step back. Go on, bring on the self-medication. And make it a large one.
Come on, let me take you home. Kev will be worried. I failed him. I failed Kelly. I failed you. Mostly Seb.
Oh, if you want to get competitive about it, you'll lose. At least he was dead by the time you let him down. I've got a queue of memories fighting to get in. What do you do when your head won't leave you alone?
I'd be pleased I'll score. You call me, okay, if you're tempted. You call me and I will talk you out of it.
Maybe you're the one who should score and I should get off with your ex. Mix it up a bit.
You loved Seb. And nothing that happened before can undermine that. Come on, let me take you home.
I can't be indoors, I need space. I feel like if I go back there, things will turn normal and I don't want normal. Something's got to change. Oh, something has to happen, something big that matters. Shake this stupid world up. Oh, what was it all about? just text me when he gets home and stop panicking. You and Imran have both had a rubbish day and you're both just taking it out on each other, that's all. You'll fix it. And I don't know how much you charge for counselling, but you can have that one for free.
Hang on. Hello? Yeah, this is Toya. What? When? Well, where is she now? Okay, yeah, I'm on my way.
What's up?
It's Kelly. She's attempted suicide.
Imran?
Hey. You all right?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm done crying. Put it that way. I've been doing some research, reading on cases as to how people have finally got justice for their loved ones.
Nina.
I've got loads of new ideas of how to bring Cory down. We can head to your office, or you can come to Roy's.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that.
How's Kelly? But you are going to appeal, yeah?
It's not that simple. And there's no new evidence.
She's not a bad kid.
Yeah, I know.
An appeal is the least Seb deserves.
It's just not possible.
You stink of booze. Do you know that?
I'm sorry.
Where have you been?
What's wrong?
You need to get to the hospital.
Something happened to Toya?
It's Kelly.
Hey, Rue.
I'm fine.
You didn't need to kip on a sofa.
I wanted to.
I love you.
Go for you.
Is that the best you can do?
What the hell are you talking about?
I said I love you.
Will you stop saying that like it's some flaming magic spell that's going to make everything all right again? I meant what I said yesterday.
Okay.
Why aren't you listening? It's done. Me and you, everything's done. Oh, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like you're trying to be all strong and supportive like you think I don't mean it, because I do.
I'm so sorry. How is she?
Stable, for now. Well, physically at least.
Can we see her?
She's sleeping. Where have you been?
I got drunk and slept at the office. I left my phone at the flat.
We needed you.
They must have known that she's a major risk.
You'd have hoped so.
They knew. I mean, they knew that she had been convicted of a crime that she resolutely denies and faces years for.
Oh, I bet Sabine's still on the champagne, don't you?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't care. Look, can I borrow your phone, please?
Yeah. Why? What are you doing?
I'm going to call that centre and I'm going to find out how they got this so wrong.
Abby?
My taxi will be here any minute.
Was you even going to say goodbye? Where are you going? I asked you a question.
I don't need to answer your questions.
Yes, you do.
Doncaster, me cousins, all right? What are you going to do? What, are you going to rock up on a white horse and kidnap me? No, you're not.
Please, don't do this. Stop it. Just talk to me.
Just shut up, I've made my mind up.
And what about me? What about my mind? What about Jack?
I can't do it. I can't think about you, all right? It's eaten me. It's eaten me from the inside out, and I feel like I'm rotting. I'm disgusted. There's nothing here anymore, so please, just let me go.
I'm here.
Okay.
I am.
But you're not enough. Just listen to me. Just listen to me good and proper. All right? I don't love you. I never have done. You were just a stopgap, a free ride. We were a lie.
What's happened? Where's all this coming from? You don't mean any of that.
Oh, I mean every word.
Abby, please. Don't do this to me. I need you. Look, I know he was your son. But I miss him. I miss him too. Look, I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't.
No, Neelan. No, I was just speaking to them. No, don't put me on hold. No, don't you dare.
Imran.
I'm in the hospital because a 16-year-old girl who was supposedly under your care tried to take her own life. Well, I am very, very sorry too. Now, why wasn't she on suicide watch given her recent history? No, don't you fob me off. No, you listen to me.
Right, give me the
phone. Do you
phone.
have any idea how many people kill themselves in custody every year?
Enough!
No. Hello? Hello?
What the hell are you doing?
I was just trying to help.
Yeah, well, you're not.
I'm sorry.
Now, I need to go and get Kelly some bits, but I don't know if I can leave you. She can't have you being like this.
I know.
You've got to get it together, okay? I'll be as quick as I can.
Mr. Habib?
Hi.
Kelly's stirring. It won't be long now before you can see her.
Thank you. Oh, Kelly.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Everything just got too much.
We will find you evidence and we will appeal.
No. Cory practically had that whole court eaten out of his hand.
Thank goodness they found you in time. Me and Toya, we just can't bear the thought of you so desperate. You're so broken.
My life's over. And I wanted to end it, and I can't even do that right. I can't even do that right.
No point in asking how you're both doing. It's a travesty. Is Abby in bed? I'll go up and see her.
She's going to stay with her cousin.
Really? Something happened?
She's done me. Packed her bag and went.
She doesn't mean that, Kevin. That's the grief talking.
That's what I said. You don't want to know what she said.
Well, you can tell me.
That she doesn't love me.
Rubbish.
And she never has. I was just a free ride. A stopgap.
That is classic Abby. Going for the jugular and lashing out like a wounded animal.
Yeah. I know she loves me, so. I do.
She's just raw, Kev.
Cory Brent winked her when he walked free. I want to gouge that winking eye out.
Join the queue.
Him getting away with murder. He's crucified her.
And you're the nearest punch bag.
What am I going to tell Jack? He loves the bones of her.
You tell him that Abby's devastated by the verdict. That she's sad and as mad as hell and she just needs to have some time away. Tell him that she loves you both, which she does. And she'll be back when she's ready, which she will.
I can't begin to know what you're feeling, but I can relate to feeling like your whole life is over. What's going on in your head right now? Don't edit anything out.
We can take it. We're both old and ugly enough. We're very glad you're still here.
I'm not.
Kelly, if we'd lost you...
Shouldn't you two be at work?
Stuff work.
Yeah, what she said.
I know what it's like to believe that things will never get better. That it's the end. But they will. And it isn't.
12 years. Minimum.
Not necessarily.
No more sugar going.
I mean, yeah, I slapped her and I laughed and I was violent and I was horrible, but I didn't touch Seb, I didn't kick him. You know, I tried stopping Cory.
We know.
I should have done more, should have hit him over the head or something. I just keep replaying it over and over.
You're still in shock.
I'm sad for Seb. And I'm sorry for Nina. But the person I feel most sorry for is me. I mean, who says that?
The flat still feels weird without you.
Not quiet and tidy.
Dull and boring.
You should foster a new kid.
Hey.
No, seriously, it's a nice room. You shouldn't let it go to waste.
We're focusing all of our energies on you, okay?
No change there, then.
Did you speak to the doctor?
Yeah, she was great. She's gonna liaise with the mental health nurse at the centre.
Right.
A good therapist can give you coping strategies. Help you look at things from all angles. Help you find some self-compassion.
Plus, you'll have us badgering you.
Yeah, we are so going to be on your case. We're going to get you through this, Kelly. We'll be in front of you and behind you and either side of you.
It's gonna be okay. You are gonna be okay.
What are the chances of finding new evidence?
Slim to non-existent. I'll keep trying.
I know you will.
You haven't seen my phone, have you?
Yeah, it's just plugged in on the side.
Missed call from last night. 0161480. 480. The training centre's 480, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
You have one new message. Message left yesterday at 8:03 p.m.
Last night?
It's me, Sorry, never mind, it doesn't matter.
3 minutes past 8. Oh no, that was before Kelly tried to...
Why didn't you pick up?
I didn't hear it ring. Poor Kelly.
I mean, she was clearly trying to reach out, so why didn't you pick up?
Because I didn't hear it, Imran. It's your phone.
Yeah, you could have stopped. And you just let it go to voicemail. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let her go here.
You're right. I let her down.
No. I'm the idiot that left this phone here.
It was a cry for help. Please leave your cry for help after the beep. We may or may not get back to you.
Don't.
I was sat here worrying myself stupid about you, and all the time Kelly... The irony.
Well, I was getting blackout drunk at the office, so I wasn't exactly bathed in glory myself.
You were having a blowout after months of working like a dog on her defence.
I should have had my phone on me. End of.
Okay, so somehow we've both managed to drop the ball. But Kelly's still here. And beating ourselves up about it isn't going to help her one bit. Agreed?
Yeah.